Hello and welcome to Sci-Fi-Vision presents Talisman Transmissions for June 14th. Today I have my guest co-host, Jason Neo's the One from Squawking Dead. Welcome. Thank you for joining me.
Hey, yeah, thanks for having me.
Sure.
I'm so happy to be here. I love your show.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Glad to have you here. And for anybody wondering, Scarlet may pop in towards the end of the night. Not sure. She is in Chicago, so kind of depends on how her convention's going, but she might pop in at some point. But if not, we can do it. Well, what did you think about this episode, Jason? I will have you go first.
That was a good one. Kind of slow, but I think we got some like answers and stuff like that of some questions we've been thinking of. So it was good on that part. I have no idea what people think about it. I haven't heard anything on the internet. So people seem to like this episode or no?
Yeah, most people do. I was just curious if you liked it more or less than last week, because I actually liked last week a lot, but not everybody agrees with me. So
no, I did too. Yeah, I like last week's more.
Cool. Yeah, last week's I feel like a lot more happened. Hey guys, let's see. We have B, Kimberly, Fletcher, just me. Welcome, guys.
The usual.
All right. Well, I feel like because when I go on your show when we do Squawking Dead, Dave always asks about the title. So I feel like maybe we should talk a little bit about this. And I haven't thought about it honestly, other than I'm thinking.
I haven't either, no, since I'm not on his show.
Well, I don't know. I mean, it's called what? Heavy is the Head. I mean, the only thing I really would say is obviously it's heavy is the head that wears the crown. So I don't know. I'm assuming that it's talking about
song or...
Wait, hold on. Let me turn you up a second. Sorry. What?
Is it another poem or song like the past couple have been?
I'm not sure exactly where it comes from. I've just heard it before. Heavy is, I'll Google while I'm talking. Where's the crown? The only thing I can think that it's from is Sherlock, and I know that's not originally where it's from, but no, it says it's just a quote. It's something people say, I guess. So I'm not sure that it does say it is poetic. It's on a poem. Yeah. But I'm assuming that it's talking about Boyd because he's kind of breaking under all this pressure of trying to run the town and take care of everybody, and is not willing to like I appreciate he doesn't want anybody to die, but because of that, he's kind of like not, willing to try anything, which can be a bad thing at times, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, true.
Do you have anything else that you can think of it could be talking about?
No, I don't think so. No.
Okay, well, that's okay.
For the title, yeah, I can't think of anything off the top of my head.
That's okay. I hadn't really honestly thought of it either.
You guys weren't talking about that at all in your watch parties? Nobody brought anything up about that?
I don't think we did. I don't remember anybody mentioning it. I just I just thought about it because I know Dave always asks, so I thought about it now. But
I know.
Yeah. Let's see. Fletcher says, since we're talking about episode names, please don't say the names of future episodes. I've been trying to. Oh, okay. Yeah, we're not.
Same here. Yeah.
Fletcher. Yeah. No, you're good.
I try to stay away from the trailers too.
Yeah, I don't.
If you guys talk about it, then I'll see. But if not, then yeah.
Yeah, no, most of the people I think now don't watch the trailers anymore. I tend to not bother unless I'm like curious what it is, but I've seen next week, so it doesn't matter. But generally, I just don't, since I don't have a reason to, I don't always watch them unless I'm watching somebody else talk about them. That's about the only reason. All righty. Well, we start out with Roger again here. Which I still think, I guess if I go close.
Yeah, look at those teeth.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Are those monster teeth or are those just broken teeth?
Yeah,
sorry, I don't want to talk over you.
No, I'm sorry. Sometimes you need to tell me to shut up. I talk too much. That was what I was going to ask you, because some people said they were stitches, but if you look, there's black for the stitches and then white. They look like monster teeth to me.
They look like me too. That's what I was thinking. Yeah, they're long and thin. I tried to compare it with the other monster's teeth, and they look like it to me. So I'm a little convinced that she He's like a part monster, part doll.
Yeah, something new, I guess, maybe.
Mhm.
Okay, let's see. RC says, I still say Roger was human. Alyssa says, I
I
think
think it
there
was
was.
when he woke up.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Do you think then it was really him? The more I talk to people, I think it was. When I first watched it, I thought it was more just kind of like a reanimation. But the more I think about it, I do think that there was some Roger in there, maybe a little bit anyway.
Mhm. Yeah, I think by the time he got to the stairs to
Yeah.
pull out whoever that guy was, I forget his name. At that point, he might have been beyond, Roger or just in a hysterical state, so
Yeah. Yeah. I definitely think that he was beyond help at that point. Yeah, Fletcher says he woke up when Roger woke up. I can't talk. He had a human reaction to his nightmarish condition.
yeah,
Yeah.
he's like anybody would feel their mouth and probably wanna pull out the stitches, right?
Yeah. I was just kind of creeped out, I guess, when he pulled his whole
Maybe
jaw
not to that
off.
extreme, but
Yeah, that's what I said, 'cause I thought it would hurt, you would stop, but I guess he's not exactly in normal, normal conditions at that point.
Mhm.
Alright, let's see. So, let me get my recap up here so I know what I'm talking about. Okay, so it was Steve that Donna says got banged up, so I'm guessing that was the guy he pulled, on the stairs. And that's when she tells Boyd about Elgin stabbing him and saving them. Or sorry, Patty says it was the Elgin was one that stabbed him, but they talk about it. Um, Boyd was surprised. Did you? I mean, I don't know. How did you take that? I just kind of, I'm not sure exactly why he was surprised. Like Elgin's always been helpful until he took Fatima. So I don't know if there was anything to that, or he was just like, oh, I didn't expect that to happen,
Yeah, no, I
or
totally
what.
agree. In the second watch through, because I didn't catch that at first, but yeah, he was surprised, or Boyd was surprised. I have
Yeah.
no idea. Is he surprised that Elgin was even downstairs? Is he supposed to be upstairs hiding from everybody?
Yeah,
I don't
I
know.
don't know. I mean, Fatima isn't making him hide, so I think it's more like Boyd doesn't want to see him because he's not letting anybody know what happened. I think more than anything, so it doesn't necessarily matter. Let me see.
Yeah, I'm with
Sorry.
that.
Let's see. Bringing up Fletcher said it's a good theory. Let's see. I think the man in yellow kept Victor alive in 1978 Massacre because he had a bigger role to teach Ethan how the town works. And they show this episode. I was jumping. Man yellow saying he was close to Tabby. Yeah,
Mm.
Fletcher. After this episode, some of the things you've said, I'm questioning, especially about Fatima. So we'll have to see how that goes. But let's see. Also
I
says Patty definitely dying in the end of this season, getting more TV screen time than Julie. She is getting more screen time than Julie, which is kind of sad, right?
Yeah, I was upset to not see Julie at all this episode.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
Julie.
I feel like the story walking to me was like the most interesting thing at the beginning of the season, and they kind of dropped it, which
Yeah,
I am disappointed about.
yeah, they need to get back into that because that's a
Yeah.
big thing for how they can get out of the town or
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah. I'm really surprised that they dropped it. Alright, and by the way, just interrupt me if you have something to add, because I know sometimes I get going and forget to stop, so if if you think of something, just
Okay, will do.
alright. So, of course, he thinks Donna should be in bed, but she knows everybody is upset. We have
Oh, actually, before Patty
no, go
got a
ahead.
seat, she got a
Oh,
chair. I
you're
didn't
right.
notice that. Oh, there she is, yeah. She's not
She
on the
did get
floor
a chair.
anymore, guys.
She did get a chair. She did get a chair, that's good. We have these people who okay, I didn't write down their name. I guess they're just red shirts, they weren't important.
Yeah, I was
But,
looking at them trying to see if anything
yeah.
special was happening.
Yeah, I didn't recognize them, but they're arguing, and Dawn is just saying, people are worried because they know the talisman aren't going to protect them from everything. So I mean, I guess they've told everybody pretty much. It sounds like everything then, because we never heard them have a conversation about the dolls. But I'm assuming with Roger laying there, they must have, right? Like they kind of had to
Right.
at a certain point. So everybody is freaking out for good reason. and of course, Boyd told Sophia everything, which is not helping because she does ask about, oh, how did the totems work? Like she knows they didn't. The only thing I wondered here, and I guess again, it's probably just because we didn't see the conversations they had. When I first saw this, I kind of questioned that like she called them totems because in the show, I didn't know if anybody was actually calling them that up until this point, other than like the fans watching it. And I wondered how she knew they called them that, but
That's a good question. Wasn't
I
there
don't
another
know.
word for it?
I'm trying to
Wards,
think
or
what
is
we
that what
were.
it's
Yeah,
called? Or
wards, scarecrows. I honestly am trying to think what we used to say. We started saying totems a while ago. But yeah, I'm not sure if like they've talked about them and that's what they called them. It just, to me, for whatever reason, it stood out when I first saw it, but it only did when I saw it the first time. And then
yeah,
after,
yeah, that's a good question.
yeah. Let's see. Fletcher wants to know, who do you think is the entity man in yellow? Do you think it's just an entity, like a spider entity or bootstrap paradox, a person of this cycle that will become the entity?
Yeah,
Uh,
bootstrap paradox. I still think it's Ethan. I know the theory is terrible, but I'm going with that.
no,
Especially
that's fine.
since he was wearing that little dark blazer a few episodes back.
Yeah.
I don't know.
After watching this, there was part of me that kind of thought that, because I know that's what Scarlet always says, thinks that.
Oh, does she?
Yeah, and I never agreed with it, and part of this episode made me wonder that. But I also kind of got the impression the way the man in yellow talked to her, and granted, I've heard other people say this too. I'm not the only one that said this. That he's somebody who knew her. It doesn't seem necessarily like her kid the way he's interacting with her.
Yeah,
Like,
you know what? I kind of take that back. Yeah, after that, the whole conversation makes me think. Yeah, maybe he's just a random person there that got taken over by an entity or the devil or something. Like they
yeah,
just used his body. I don't
yeah.
know.
That's no, that's the only reason now I'm kind of like, I don't know, because to me that didn't look like a way like her son would touch her. I don't know. Not that it meant anything or was anything bad, but just it didn't seem quite like that. Like, why would her
Oh, yeah,
son
that's
touch
true.
her hand like that? Seems a little weird. But I mean I still think that he's like the main bad guy. Like whether he really looked like the man in yellow originally, I don't know, because I don't think he's human, but I do think
Yeah,
he's the main
keep
entity.
going back to just Victor saying that he was good in the beginning and something happened. So
Yeah.
I think I'm
I
gonna go back. I don't think it's Ethan anymore. Sorry.
no, that's okay. I change my mind all the time. Um,
Yeah.
I kind of think though that maybe when Victor like said he was a good guy or whatever, I've wondered if the man in yellow is like who he looked like. Like I don't know if that's his real identity, and maybe he was doing the same thing as Sophia back then. So like he wanted everybody to like him until Victor saw what happened, so that's why he knows he's not good anymore. Um, but I don't know. It's all conjecture there.
Yeah, we need to see more from the past.
We do. We do. We definitely do. Fletcher also said that Boyd said totems when they were in the sheriff's station. Okay. All right,
That
Fletcher, you're
sounds
probably
right, yeah.
it does sound right.
Yes.
And yes, Tabby did say totems, but they weren't around when, or she wasn't around when Tabby said totems. I just couldn't remember. And I watched it all in one, so I probably forgot that it was from the episode before that.
Mhm.
All right, let's see. Yes, Kimberly wants more story walking. I think we all want more story walking. That
Yeah,
was
it's
my
the
only real
most
disappointment.
interesting to me.
Yeah, that's my only real disappointment with these episodes is no story walking. Um, I
That's the
mean, there's
next
so
2
many
just gonna be
there.
full only story walking.
It would be nice. I think they have too big of a cast. I think they're at the point they can't put
Yeah.
everybody in, but at the same time, I don't want them to kill anybody. So I don't like when they kill people. All right, let's see.
Speaking
So,
of,
yeah. Oh, of Donna.
Donna, I was just saying, yeah, that's Donna. I don't want her to go anytime soon.
Yeah. Do you I can't remember if you were around in the chat when we were specifically when we were talking about it. Do you think that she actually died?
Hmm. I know you guys were talking a lot about that. I don't know. I don't know if it matters, really,
That's a good
because
point.
they brought her back. Only thing I think that would matter about it is if maybe she had, they say the nightmares can come true when you die. Well, she died
Yeah.
for a second. Whatever her nightmares might come true.
Yeah.
Other than that,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't really know if it matters if she died or not. They were able to bring her back.
Yeah, that's a good point. I don't know that we'll ever know, but I do like the idea we could see her nightmares. But I don't know. When I first watched it, I thought it was just a heart attack and she came back like a person who doesn't die during a heart attack. But after listening to everybody's theories, I kind of question it. But yeah, and I don't
Yeah.
think I don't think he means it doesn't matter what happened to John. I think we're just saying that like we may never find an answer. Um, they may never go back to it. And I think you might be right about
What was
that.
there? What was the theory about it? Like, is something going to happen because she died and she really died? Like,
I mean there was about the people talking about would we see her nightmares, but also there's been a lot of talk about did Boyd will her back to life. And
yeah, I think that's more important. The more
yeah,
important aspect is if he has the power to will things.
yeah.
Yeah.
I I don't know if I feel that he did though. I know a lot of people do, but I don't know if I feel like that yet. But yeah, it remains to be seen. I think that's something that if we find that out, it probably won't be until next season, I'm guessing, right? I don't think they're gonna have it right away. Because we have too many other characters and things to go over and Donna had her time, I feel like. All right. So Boyd does tell Acosta to burn the body. So we get that
Got a little
later.
bit of a cost to this episode. That was good.
Yeah, I wish that they would put more of her in. I love Samantha, but
Hmm.
Acosta, her character, yeah, I'm not 100% sold because they're not giving her enough screen time to do anything. Kind of like Kenny this season, but I love Kenny, so they need to put more of him in too. All right. So let's see. Kimberly said, I think I was going to go. I was thinking Patty was going to go since she is a red shirt and we got to know. I'm not sure about Christy, and I think Henry will be next. Who do you think's gonna will be next
Hmm.
season? Sorry.
I like
Do you
her
think
her
he's gonna die?
her thoughts about Henry because our main host David Cameo over at Squawking Dead has a theory that no, not a theory, but Kenny's and his family, they've gone every odd season. What was his first person died the first season? His mom died, the third season? So it would make sense Kenny goes in the fifth season.
I hope not.
I don't know.
Do you think somebody's gonna die this season though? Other than red shirts?
No idea. No, I don't think so.
All right.
But yeah, I have no idea.
Okay. Let's see. Fletcher says, I think Acosta dies in the tunnel. So I guess we'll find out.
That's a good point. They're going to go down there. So yeah, people are going to die.
Yeah, I definitely think they're going to go down in the tunnels. I think that's what it's leading up to. I don't think it's the answer because I think if it was, we wouldn't have a season 5. So that's my main thing is I don't think that it's going to do whatever it is they think it's going to do. All right. So this is where Fatima tells Donna Boyd about how she saw through Kenny's eyes and that she knows.
Glad they talked about it.
Yes. Yeah.
That's one thing that people in town don't do. They don't talk to each other. So
they don't. I think that is one of the things I love about this season is they are talking to each other. I wish Boyd would quit talking when Sophia's in the room, but I do like they're talking to each other. And she does say that she can see through his eyes, and that clears that up because I know on our review show we were talking about like, is it the possibility that's more a feeling than her seeing? Because I know Karen kind of disagreed with us on that, but
did she?
That question, yeah, she thought it was possibly more just like her feeling that it was happening as opposed to her actually seeing it, but she answers that this time, so that's a good thing. But she says she does know why Kenny survived. and that when she connected with Smiley, she felt something go cold inside her. And this is also when she saw her lines on her stomach. I don't know what you want to call them.
Yeah.
Wiggly, veiny, veiny lines.
Yeah, the varicose veins. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think Fatima kind of said all that I was thinking with it. Other than I kind of wonder, and I've been thinking this since I've seen this, is the fact that she made Smiley like his teeth retract and stuff. If she's becoming more monster, I wonder if it's possible he could become more human. That's kind of what I'm.
That'd be crazy.
It would be weird. Like, I don't think he's gonna suddenly be a good guy or anything. I just think it would be interesting if maybe he lost, like, his ability or something like that. Because, like,
Yeah.
nobody's talked about it, so but who knows?
Yeah, maybe, yeah, you don't have to kill the monsters, but maybe you can
Can
turn them back
turn
to, or turn them into human, or take the monster part away from them. That's
yeah,
true.
that would be cool. I don't think it's gonna happen, but it would be cool. Um, but we have Boyd there. All right. And if I'm not going a good speed or whatever either, let me know. I'm trying to I never know how fast to go. All right.
No,
So
totally
then
fine.
okay, good. So then we have Ethan's pictures.
Look how much better Ethan can draw than Victor. He can actually draw eyeballs,
He
and
does
circles
draw
and
a
stuff.
eyeball. Yeah. I wonder though if it's like a different person and that they're having like make the prop or if it's the same person drawing differently.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Okay, let's see. Yeah. Bring up Alyssa says it would be so cool with Smiley. I was thinking about that. What if he became more human and somehow helped them unwillingly? I like
Yeah.
that was kind of my initial thought. Hey Dieter, welcome. But yes, you're right. He does try. He even gave his father some beard there a little bit, a little bit. 4 o'clock shadow. So yeah, he is drawing, and I think I have another picture. There's Tian Shen and Kenny, although he doesn't know how to spell. I noticed he spelled a lot of the names wrong. Not that that matters. He's a kid.
Got
But
Tian Share.
yeah, I'm not sure about that. But he also he spelled Christy wrong and he spelled Cautry wrong. But
Okay.
I don't know he would actually have a reason to ask them, unless it was for the pictures.
Yeah.
But he is supposed to be drawing people he knew in the town because he says Victor says that he draws to remember, and this is everybody. So when everybody dies and he's there by himself, he doesn't forget anyone. I don't know if it's important that they didn't show everybody. I mean, we may just not have seen all the pictures, but somebody had, and I don't remember, it might have even been Fletcher, I don't remember. Somebody in Discord had said how like he didn't draw himself. I think he's drawing it for his own memory, so I don't know that he would draw himself, but I noticed that he didn't draw Sophia either. And is it just because they don't know each other? I don't know if that's significant.
Yeah, I was gonna bring that up later when they see each other. I
Yeah,
think that's their first interaction this
it
whole
might be.
show.
It very well might be. I didn't really notice anybody else not there, but I didn't really look through them a lot. I just noticed that was really the one that I noticed there was no Sophia, but I didn't know if there should be.
Okay.
So yeah, I don't know. It might just be he doesn't know her very well, or he hasn't gotten to her yet. Ethan does everything better than Victor. Victor is literally obsolete. Well, he might be the new Victor. I kind of hope not, but
Yeah, exactly.
Pushing that, so we don't know.
Learned a lot more, just like Tabitha's better than Miranda did. She knows
true.
more, and they're getting more information.
Yeah. I wonder like if the other cycles had this kind of information and they just have done different things, or if this is really the first time a lot of this stuff has happened.
It'd be nice to know, yeah.
Yeah, it's not super clear.
How close they came. Yeah.
Right, exactly. Fletcher says that he's not drawing himself. And that was kind of what I was wondering. Like, if you do think, excuse me, that he's the man in yellow, it would make sense if he didn't draw Sophia. But I still don't know. After this episode, I don't really think it is that it is Ethan. I know, Fletcher, you and Scarlet are going down with that ship, but we'll see. Wasn't the tower supposed to save?
Yeah, I love their theories. Yeah,
Yeah, no, it's an
I'm
interesting
all
theory.
for it.
Wasn't the tower supposed to save the children when Miranda died? Why is it in the tunnels now? Um, I thought about that. I think she didn't know how to save the children. I think she was trying to figure that out, would be my answer. I don't know. Do you have any other thoughts?
That's a good question because yeah, we haven't gone back to the tower
We haven't.
at all. No, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I just
But I
wonder if
like
it's
that thought.
have it all. Yeah, maybe she just didn't have all the information at that point yet. And yes, she was in the lighthouse, not the tunnel. Fletcher,
Hmm.
you also didn't think Fatima would turn in here. Well, I mean, I
Mhm.
knew about this episode, but I keep my theories, don't change them. So, but yes, I
I
know
don't know how you do that.
I've been doing it for so many years. I've gotten used to it. Yeah, but no, at this point I think that, but before that I had not. But yeah, Fletcher's been saying that for a while, so we'll see if
Nice.
Fatima's right. I kind of wonder though now, like just because that seems kind of obvious, if maybe she could be turning into that kimono woman who's like kind of a
Yeah,
monster, but
that was
not
I was gonna bring that up later too, but yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. Yeah, this gives us even more reason to think that.
yeah,
Look at
maybe.
these
I just think,
veins, and she'll start shriveling up and look like and then she's
yeah,
got the kimonos from her clothing stash.
does. I don't know. I just think as much as she like just because she thinks it's a monster, it makes it to me seem a little obvious that it made me wonder, but I don't know. I don't know. All right. So we have oh wait, you know what? I skipped the end of that scene. She tells this is oh, she just tells Ethan it doesn't mean it's gonna happen to him. What happened to Victor, but Ethan's just wants to be prepared. Um, And yeah, I mean, his mother doesn't know any of this could have happened, she really doesn't know. She's guessing, she's hoping, but
Yeah.
she doesn't know for sure. Fletcher says that Fatima transforming has been foreshadowed since the pilot with Boyd, Ellis, and Fatima. She doesn't change, does she? And the drawings behind Ellis looks like a nightmare Fatima. Interesting.
Mm.
I don't remember you saying it that early on, but that's very interesting. Now that you said that, yeah, I can kind of see that. I wonder though how much of this like they've had planned out. Like I know they've had kind of the main strokes, I guess. So maybe they have, but since clear back then. But yeah, I don't know. That is a good point, Fletcher.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. All right. Now we have Boyd, Fatima, and Ellis going to the clinic. He just tells him he'll meet them there. And then he goes and sees Jade and Kenny in the bar here and asks about the mall. I love Jade in these scenes. Like,
Me
Boyd's,
too. I was just gonna say that.
yeah, I get him though because through the whole thing, I keep thinking this seems like a dumb way to do it, but I know it's Jade's way. And he's trying, and Boyd's kind of putting him down, and he's like, "Hey, I worked hard on this. Leave me alone."
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, he's I guess mapped this out by all the information he's gotten from everybody. So it should help them know, which direction to go. But I did want to ask you something because I don't know, it irritates me. They haven't gone back to the door. I feel like why are they not talking now? Granted, it's not in that chamber, and I realized after I started to say this in the watch party that they're talking specifically about the exit to the chamber. But I just feel like aren't they going to use that door to go through rather than the cave? And like nobody's mentioning it. They never tried to open it again. Otherwise, I don't see what the point of it was to put it there unless they're going to use it.
Yeah, I assumed they were gonna one party was gonna go through there, but I would wanna see it. We saw them just crack the wall, and
Yeah,
we haven't really
they
seen much behind that, so I wish we could see more of a description.
yeah. Although to be fair, that entrance could be one of these tubes, and he just didn't say that, I guess, because he really didn't like say this
Yeah,
is
most
the
likely.
so I guess that's possible. But I'm just kind of annoyed they haven't mentioned it since then. And no, you're okay, Fletcher. That's good. He said there was a woman carrying an egg. That I don't remember the drawing of, but I'd have to go back and look at it, Fletcher. I don't
That's
remember that.
interesting.
I believe you. I just don't remember it, so I'd have to go get a
I know.
picture.
I believe anything that they say too. They
Yeah,
know
yeah,
seem to know what they're talking about.
yeah. You guys see a
That's
lot
another
more.
reason I love your fromily.
Well, thank you. I enjoy
Yeah.
the show, but they see a lot of stuff I don't. I a lot of times don't
Yeah.
think these things until they start talking about it. So it's all in the Discord. All right. Then I've probably seen it and probably I'm not remembering it because I know you sent me some pictures of that before. I don't know though. For whatever reason, I don't remember an egg. Sorry, I'll have to go back and look. I agree the statement that Fatima doesn't change was foreshadowing to what's happening now. I noticed that comment from the beginning. Okay, that's very cool. You guys are smart that you pick up on a lot of this stuff. I know last week we had, or not even just last week, we had an argument about the car. Everybody disagrees about the car. We're still going back and
Still.
forth. Yeah. Hi, Doc. Welcome. Everybody, make sure you check out
Okay.
Doc Kaiser's channel and Fletcher's channel as well.
Yeah.
Everybody
Check them out.
doing their own thing. And I should have said too at the beginning, I did mention you were from Squawking Dead, but everybody make sure that you do check out Squawking Dead. I've done some I've co-hosted on there a couple times. I don't know about Tuesday. Depends what time when our interview is, but make sure you guys
I
check it
know.
out.
Somehow you show up on our show. Yeah. You talk
Yeah,
about this like 4 times a week. But
yeah,
yeah, I
yeah.
think
I'm about frummed out by that point. I love it, but sometimes I'm like,
mhm.
do I have something new to say? But no, I feel like I always and I like your show too because I feel like you guys always have a different like point of view. It seems like than we do. You guys talk about different things, which I find really interesting.
Thank
Um,
you.
what do you? Okay, he's asking me, but I'll ask you too. What do you think about the cars? I've been really accurate about everything. Why mess with that? I was having a discussion with oh why am I blanking? With Susie. That's who it was. I was gonna say it was me in Discord last night. I think, and I said this before, I just wonder if because of the way the scene is, if originally the part with Miranda was like made for a flashback or something, and they just didn't use it, and they filmed it at a different time, only because it is such a different car. But
Totally
if they,
different. It's a
yeah,
different make and model. Yeah.
it definitely is. But if they filmed it at the same time and because it's in the same episode, I'm kind of leaning towards it's on purpose. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah. No, me too. Yeah. It's such a close up shot of both insides. Like I know the production, maybe they couldn't get the same car in some scenes and stuff like that. That happens, but this just seems so deliberate that
It
if it
does.
is a mistake, it's a big mistake.
Big mistake. Yeah.
So
I
I don't know.
no, yeah. I can't okay. Doc says it's Christopher's car she's driving. I've heard that too. And it could
Yeah, and
be.
that's another thing. Like I was trying to tell other folks, yeah, maybe it's a different time that she came into town. Maybe she's coming to town multiple times. Yeah, it could
Yeah.
be a different car, Christopher, like
Yeah. I kind of wonder
something
maybe
like
she got
that.
out like Tabitha
Yeah,
did
she
and
got out maybe and came
don't know.
back.
Although it would have had to be, I guess, a different tree because when she went to the bottle tree, she got killed. So maybe not. But anyway, I my only, I guess, thought is if it is Christopher's car, it's a little weird because like that scene is about Tabitha saying, "Oh, this was her car." That's why it seems so strange because like why would she then see a vision of her driving in a different car, you know?
Yeah, that
Uh,
is a good point.
yeah. And Doc says she could be doing the Acosta thing. That's also a good point that I had not thought of. Although I don't know, was she
Yeah, no,
driving
David had
fast?
said, or he had thought that, maybe it was just wear and tear over the years. So you saw how rusted out the man in yellow's car was, but I don't think so. It's like there's roll up windows versus
Yeah,
I don't
it's
know if it was a power window, but it was just totally different. The steering wheel's different. I think people
yeah.
have looked it up and it is a totally different car.
Yeah, I feel like they would have tried to make it similar, especially like the seat color. Like at least don't make one black and or I guess it was dark blue, but whatever. One dark color and one like have colored strips. It was a little too obviously different. Just me says we don't know if the scene they're showing is the moment she arrived. Could be she was driving for another reason. And
Yeah.
you are also right. Code Knox, that memories are rarely 100%. So that is also a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do think to put that to bed, unless we see it again, I do think that there's a good chance that it was on purpose. I just question there's always that possibility that they do have issues, so.
Yeah.
All right.
I hope
So
we see it again and there's the kids are in the back.
yes, yeah. Yeah, that would be good too. Yes, I forget. We also had a conversation. I don't know if you were there when we had that the other day on the show.
I was.
Okay, when they weren't in the front seat, because all I think
Yeah.
about is me and my cousin being in the back seat and yelling, "I want to sit next to grandma." Like, so that was why we
Mhm.
always both of us. Like, it had to be equal. You have to both be in the same, so one person doesn't get something the other one doesn't get. All right. Yes, you're right. Please, guys, hit that like. Yeah, we'll send Sophia after you. We'll put you in the box. We'll do all kinds of mean things if you don't hit the like. And please make sure you subscribe to Sci-Fi-Vision as well. And if you're not a member of our Discord, the link is in the chat. Please make sure you join. You can get our schedule and watch parties and all that.
Yeah, it's a
fun stuff.
super poppin' Discord. Yeah, people are always talking about From in there and other
And
stuff.
yeah, I'm trying to. I'm bad at like continually talking in Discord. I'm just never good at that. Like I'm trying to get it going. Also, if anybody missed it, the interview with Julia Doyle, who plays Sophia, the part 1 did go up. If you want to check that out on our video tab. And I have an interview with Pega, who plays Fatima, coming up soon. But that will not be up until after the finale, unless I decide to split it. But I don't think it's long enough to split. Yes, Julia, you're right, Fletcher. Julia said she was most surprised with episode 9. I think she said 9 and 10 was what she had
Oh,
said.
nice.
Yes, there's a lot going. Look, I feel like once they hit 7, it moves. It doesn't slow down, that's for sure. Well, this one slowed down a little bit, so I shouldn't say that 100%. I said that. I'm like, well, overall, it doesn't slow down. All right, so Boyd is annoyed at Jade, and this is where he says, that if there's no exit, that it's dangerous because they're like fish in a barrel.
Yeah, you gotta have a backup plan.
You do. But Jade does say, he's like, I have a few different scenarios with how we can do it, ranging from safety and complexity. So either simple and super dangerous, or safer.
That's true. He did say that, yeah.
Possibly impossible. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Boyd didn't even listen to him. Like
Right.
So yeah, I feel for Jade, but I also at the same time get Boyd's like, we can't do this. You're going to kill everybody, because Jade, let's be honest, Jade isn't always thinking about that. But yeah, I think that he needs to maybe at least like have the decency to listen to him, right?
Yeah. Like Kenny says. Yeah.
Yes. But yeah, he's right. I mean, if they wake up when they're in there, they won't be able to get out. They have to figure out something to get out, to figure out a way to get out. Let's see. So Kenny, whoops, let's see. Okay, so he doesn't listen. And there's the that's, I don't know if it's just the angle, but I thought when he was later looking at the other thing that it was supposed to be the cave, but here it's a pan. I don't know. Because I was a little
what that is
by that, because this to me looks like some kind of pan with unless that's a pipe, I don't know. But it didn't look like what he picks up later. So
yeah, pan or pipe, or the end of a what do you call that when you're spraying outside?
A hose.
The end of a hose, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know though, because I swear that's not what he picks up later, but I'd have to look.
Okay.
But yeah, it might just be he was looking at, who knows why he came up with this idea, right? So he does follow Kenny out, and this is the first time that Boyd hears the gunshot, and Kenny does not. It's very clear that Kenny does not hear it.
Yeah.
Nothing is more important in the military, man, than bringing all your people home. You're right. I think though, kind of the point, and to Cautry's point, is like, if you keep doing that though, nobody's going to get home, right? Like you gotta realize that you gotta try some things, right? Whoops. Yes. Okay, Yeah, he did. MGM
Yeah,
saying he
double
normally
gunshot.
act
The
different.
exact gunshots were that he killed Abby with, right?
I assume that was supposed to be the gunshots he heard. Yeah. Um,
I
I don't know. I mean,
believe in the
like
in the
the same
thing
to
in the
me.
beginning, what's that, the recap, and it showed him shooting her, it was the 2 shots, and then,
Mm,
yeah, it was those exact same shots that he heard.
yeah, that makes sense. All right. So then we have Henry in the diner with Bacta here. And I love he says, I've been drinking a little bit.
I know. You think? Look at the bags under my eyes. He looks terrible
Yeah,
right now.
he does. But I appreciate she's trying to let him help. It's like you can come
Yeah,
make lunch. But that's when the radio goes on and plays Blue. And he does have a very quick flashback.
that was a good
Um,
callback, yeah.
yeah, I was thinking, like, I wonder if this is the other card, but you can't tell. I don't think it is, but I just thought of that. So I'm looking at it, but I don't think
I
it
know,
is.
yeah, good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, let's see. Doesn't Kenny ask Jade if he's willing to go down there? And he basically says no. So he expects others to go down, but he won't. Yes, that's a little later.
He did imply that, yeah, he didn't
Yeah.
say yes when Kenny was asked him, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely don't think he intended to go down, but I kind of think like, how can he expect people to if he's not willing to, right? It's
That's true.
yeah. I also took a picture of this because we were talking about the sign changed a little
Yeah.
bit. I'm not
Okay,
sure.
good, I'm glad you
Yeah, I'm not
wanted
sure
to bring
why.
that up because I didn't get a chance to look up what it was from, but it
I just
is
know
from something, right?
yeah, it's from a book. I know that there's a movie that came out about the thing with feathers. But this is the quote, but I don't know what happened to the G and why there's an L at the end
Yeah,
of
no
it.
G, yeah, random L. I saw that, yeah, today on my second
Yeah.
watch.
Sometimes though I
I figured
wonder
they
if
just didn't have a G to put
they
on there,
might
but
not
it's
have,
weird
but
having that
sometimes
L right attached.
it is. But sometimes I wonder if like somebody comes up and it's like, I'm gonna rearrange this to see who notices because they know we do, you know? Um, I wouldn't put it past them. The
Does
gunshots
that
were
just yeah, go
sorry.
ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just saying, is it about hope or
Um,
the
yeah,
the
well, the
message?
book is about grief. I'm not sure exactly what the quote means though. Let me see if I can look up exactly what it means. But I just know the movie I saw. Um, I was supposed to talk. I ended up not even getting to talk to the director. I had to have somebody else do it because I was at the hospital getting a migraine shot at the time. It comes from a famous poem by Emily Dickinson. The book title and therefore the movie title was based on the poem. But it said it uses a metaphor of a bird to describe hope as a resilient, ever-present force within the soul that sings even in the worst storms and asks for nothing in return. So, yeah. So I guess the movie is about grief, but about hope in that grief. I'd say, but yeah, I forgot it was from a poem. I should have remembered that. I just saw the movie, which isn't really
Oh,
helpful, but yeah, that was the only reason I had known. All right. But yes,
did
they
you see the
play
comment that you highlighted or
oh about the shots. I started to go to say that. The gunshots were him remembering shooting Abby. He says to Christy, you remember the sound of the shots. You're right. He did say that, MGM. He did say that. So yes.
okay.
So I agree. I think that is what it is. Let's see. I'm gonna star that Dieter when we get a little bit closer to the end. Okay, so they burn his body. Um, I kind of made a joke of this earlier. Because Boyd was saying they didn't have a place to bury him. Now they don't have to.
Mhm. Yeah, true.
They burn him.
I think,
But
yeah, that was a good thing to do.
yeah, I think it was too. Hopefully, because
Whatever
who knows? It can come
it
back.
is, yeah, let's just burn it and
Yeah, we don't want it coming back again. This is where Patty's like, it never used to be like this. And they talk about the bones. And then there's this really weird, I don't know, it was just a little odd where she like waves at Ethan. I don't know if she's just
very
trying.
odd.
Yeah, I don't know if she's trying to get to know him, if she's hoping to get to know him, if it's just because she's supposed to be younger, that she's like supposed to be
Mhm.
connecting with him. I don't know. It was just weird. Um, Yes, Stacy. That's the only time they focused on that poem, further emphasizing the fragility of Henry's hope rate now. Very true. Very true.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah. So they go into the house. Now, this is something I noticed, not a lot of people noticed, and I had brought it up in the watch party, but now I have a picture to show everybody. Why the hell does Victor have the teeth out? Is that like not the creepiest, weirdest? Like, why? That's what I'd like to know.
No, I couldn't tell what this was when I was watching it. What do you think it is?
The
The
drawing.
picture of. I know he was coloring it in with yellow, so I thought it was the man in
Yeah,
yellow at first, but
yeah. I
what's
was
on the
assuming.
right side? Is that a body?
Yeah, it kind of looks like he's holding a body, but
Holding a body,
interestingly,
slumped
it
over
looks.
body.
But the body looks. I mean, trying to turn my head sideways. Okay, the body looks pretty small, but he said he didn't see what happened to Eloise, so I don't think it would be Eloise, but I don't know. But the fact that he's looking at the teeth and has them out on his drawings is really gross to me.
Oh,
Um,
that's what you mean. Okay. All right, I didn't notice that either. Yeah, 2 teeth.
yeah, no, they're
Weird.
just there hanging out. Kimberly didn't notice them. No, I
Anybody in chat have any ideas about this
about the
picture?
teeth, about the picture and about the teeth. Yeah. What do you guys think? Stacy said it kind of looks like a headless body. I think this part, I don't know if no, okay, people can't see my arrow, so that doesn't help. It looks to me like the part on the right might be a head, but I don't know. That's interesting, David. It says teeth are the anchors for the dead. So let me ask you then, David, if you say that, do you mean, I'm guessing you maybe mean anchor in relation to the whole Henry thing? Or are you just saying that? Maybe you don't mean that, but that was where it took me when you said that. But it still makes me wonder why the hell he's looking at them at any rate, because it's creepy. He also says, I feel like he's channeling the psychic energy from the teeth to remember the picture he's drawing. Interesting.
I like that.
Yeah, I do like that. I kind of am more concerned if he knows whose teeth they are, then that's a problem. Nightmarish fairy yellow, you are right. Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
know.
he seems like he knows more. He was going to say more about the teeth, but he didn't get a chance to.
Yeah, she stopped him.
Yeah, we need to know more about what he knows.
Yeah, I don't know. Teeth just are like, I know there are a lot, and I don't know if you watch. Did you watch Widow's Bay too? I can't remember if you said you watched that.
No, I want to so bad, but
Good.
I
It's
don't
good.
have an Apple subscription at the moment.
Oh,
I'm waiting
yeah,
for Silo to come out. Once Silo comes out, then
then you'll watch it. Then you'll watch it.
I'll watch it since I'll be watching Silo. But
Well, there's
yeah, so I haven't been watching any of your reviews or anything either because I'm not trying to spoil myself.
Oh, that's okay. Yeah, don't spoil yourself. It's a good show though. I think you'll like it.
Seems like it, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people that like From like it. I think the people that are trapped in From are trapped because the man in yellow has their teeth. Anchoring. I never thought about that, David. Like that could be part of why they're stuck. That is interesting. Yeah, interesting. You always think of really smart things, David, that I can't think of. So that's really great. Bruno's saying the episode 9 trailer dropped. So yeah, that the only thing I ask is that just don't tell details in the chat though, okay, Bruno, because a lot of people don't want to hear it and they'll get upset. So but it's good to know. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
I never know when it drops. Because sometimes it's just, I think, people taping it off the TV. I'm not even sure, like, because they don't send them out. They used to send them out to us, and they don't.
Oh, okay.
Manuel teeth fetish, and Sarah saying she has a sweet tooth when she was painting Manuel's room with Julia.
That's true.
It is true. It's an interesting connection, Fletcher. Yes. All right. So, not unsurprisingly, Tabitha still is not on board with what Victor is doing. And she wants him to tell Ethan that what he said isn't true. He's not going to be left there alone. He's scaring him. I guess she thought maybe if she got Victor to understand he was upsetting him, maybe he would change what he was saying, but he won't. Because he doesn't quite, I think, understand the concept of, why this is not a good thing to do, to tell a kid. But at the same time, Victor lived through it. And Ethan, he wants to know how to survive alone. He looks up to Victor and he's like, it's less scary if I know what to do. So, I mean, I feel like at this point I can understand her going along with it because it might help. I know we kind of argue a lot about her parenting skills, but
Hmm.
I mean, I think here it was fine that she did it. I mean, I don't think it was a good idea in the long run, but like because it was helping him, I see why she did. But I think some of the stuff he said maybe was a little more, I don't know, problematic. Some of it was so sad later, you know. Um,
Yeah, I'm glad she finally opened up to the idea.
yeah, yeah, she too. I guess Gabby doesn't like her. So she finally got to me this episode. What is her problem?
Uh-oh.
Oh, let's,
She's on the
yeah, and Tabitha is like the most divisive part. I feel like the show. Some people like her, some people do not like her. Most people do not like her, but it is what it is. I don't mind her, but she does irritate me at times, I guess, is what I would say. The best description there. But she does agree to let Ethan talk to him. Although if she knew he like had the teeth out or was paying attention, she might not have thought that. I don't know. He shoved them back in the bag before she got in there.
Did he?
Yeah, which has made it more weird to me. But yeah, he shoved it back in that bag. That was the pouch that was there, the kangaroo pouch.
Oh, funny. Yeah, the kangaroo pouch.
That was sitting there. Oh, okay, that's interesting. Sophia or Kimberly says, I think Sarah will sacrifice herself so she might get unalived by Sophia or the night creatures. Interesting.
Yeah, I could see that happening.
Yeah, I could too.
I
I
still
like.
think that, yeah, maybe Sarah might be the person to figure out that something's up with Sophia.
Yeah, it could be. I think it's going to be Sophia or Victor, but I do wish they'd like. We haven't seen enough of Sarah. Well, Sophia kills Sarah. Maybe that was a foreshadow with that. Yeah, don't know. Time will tell. All right, so we get an ultrasound and a close up of her belly there. And she's like, I don't see anything, any hemorrhage. And I like that Alice is like, yeah, but you didn't see her baby either.
Yeah, he had to throw that in there.
Yeah, well, he's not wrong. He's at least she,
Yeah,
admits it.
true.
Yeah,
That's
okay.
true.
So yeah, she says if they were anywhere else, she would say they're varicose veins from abdominal distension. But since they're in the town, it could go beyond that. I question though. I just want to talk about that because I don't understand why she would say that though. Like, unless she had a reason to think that, because if it was from like abdominal distension from her stomach growing really quickly, I'm assuming is what she means. Why
Mhm.
wouldn't she have had it like before when she was pregnant instead of now? Like it doesn't make sense it would pop up now.
Yeah,
Um,
that's true.
so
I
yeah,
don't know
I
off
don't
the
know
top of my head for women's pregnant bellies. I know I've seen varicose veins before, but I don't know if they form while
yeah.
the stomach is big or if it's after.
I mean it's from it stretching. So I would think that she would have had them before, but I don't know. I've never seen him on a
Mhm.
stomach dark like that. So I don't know. But
They
yeah, I
look
don't know.
they do look like that.
They do. They do
Yeah.
kind of look like
Mhm.
veins. But yeah, I don't know. Her stomach isn't distended now, so that's a little. But
Mm.
they might have just not known what to have her make up as the. I don't know. Like this is just something weird. No, I honestly I don't know. It just seems strange to me. Let's see. Fatima says that when Christy did the autopsy on Smiley, I wrote this out because some people didn't seem to understand like what she was talking about. But when Christy had done the autopsy on Smiley, she had said that the monsters used to be humans and their organs were humans. I think they had said that they were like all dried out and desiccated, but they did used to be human organs. So she's asking if it's possible she's turning into one. And Ellis is really quick to say no when he has no idea any more than they do. But Marielle here is like, maybe it's not a bad thing because you saved Kenny. And maybe we should focus on that. And Ellis gets upset. In this instance, I agree with Marielle. Like, is it
Yeah.
not important that she stopped the monster? Like, you guys are trying to get out of there. That could be important. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, no, I totally agree with it. If Fatima didn't want to do anything about it because she thought it was hurting herself, then okay, but she's willing and
Yeah. Yeah. If she
wants to
was
help
thinking
any way she
that
can.
out loud,
So,
yeah. And it could make it her, it could be therapeutic for her if she thinks something good came out of it, at least, which I think was her point to Ellis later. But usually I
yeah,
don't agree with Marielle, but here I do. Um,
right.
let's see. Dieter
Same,
says,
same.
Sarah and Sophia seem close. I can see Sophia killing Sarah, especially if Sarah heard voices from something else, but I'm starting to doubt that now because she would get a warning already. We don't know what she heard the first
I
time.
know that'd be nice. Yeah, if like the boy in white warned her or something.
Yeah. Oh,
But no,
yeah.
I agree. Everything's pointing towards just Sarah or Sophia being the one
Yeah.
responsible for all these voices and stuff like that.
Mhm. Yeah. Well, I don't know about Kill the Boy though. That one I'm kind of still on the fence about, but a lot of the other ones I would agree with.
Okay.
Let's see. One day Fatima won't be able to walk through the door holding the talisman like it was kind of foreshadowed last season, but she was about to enter but couldn't when she smelled the rotten food. That was when people thought she couldn't open the door. I don't know if you weren't here then, so I don't know if you'd had this conversation, but there was one point where she was going to go in the colony house and like she went turned around for the food, but she had like put her hand on the door and then never opened it, so people theorized she couldn't open it. Um which I
Oh yeah, that's
that could be foreshadowing that, yeah. But I do think at the time she could probably open it, and we just all were at the time digging, into it.
hmm
The black belly vein, Smiley, and Golem are all connected. The more she uses the Golem on Smiley, the more Smiley swaps into the Golem until it runs amok. I I don't know. What do you think about? I'm just curious what you think about the Golem because we haven't even heard about it this week.
yeah, true. I just want it to come to life. Um,
Yes.
yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Does she have to be near the golem to use this power, or
Yeah.
can she do it anywhere? I want to see if she can,
Yeah.
if she goes somewhere outside her room and still be able to control Smiley, or
Yeah, to see if I know, because yeah, a lot of people think that it was partially because of the golem that she could.
yeah, she was right next to it. So,
She was. It's hard to tell because it could be just her connection. They didn't really tell us. One of the many things they didn't tell us, right? So it's kind of like
hmm
part of that or not. Captain Trevor says, has anyone else heard that Randall was only in 4 episodes of season 4, episodes 1, 2, 3, and 7? I don't know, Captain Shriver.
hmm.
Do not know, but they do not have enough of a lot of the characters in right now because there's too many characters. Which I say that, and that I don't want them to kill anybody, but sometimes I think maybe they should. I don't know. Um, okay, Bruce Hill says he thinks Fatima's turning into a monster. If so, why? Because I'm not sure about that. We had
Bruce
talked a
Lee.
little Bruce Lee. Oh, yeah, that makes more sense. Yeah, I read it backwards. I see why. Yeah, maybe we talked earlier about maybe it's kimono woman rather than a monster.
Yeah, all the old theories of her being the kimono woman.
Yeah, it makes it
If
come back
not,
around.
just another monster because of these
Yeah,
veins or what it's going to do to her body. That
yeah,
cold feeling she has. Oh, and
yeah,
then well, we'll get into it later, but what they find out about her and they talk about around the corner.
yeah. I was kind of hoping that maybe the golem will get activated during Fatima's transition, and then it will prevent her from being full monster, but it might also lead to her being unalived. Possibly.
Yeah, I see
Yeah, I
something like
don't
that
know.
happening.
I just yeah, I don't know. They didn't go into the golem enough, I feel like. And yeah, I don't remember exactly what her blood pressure was, Captain Shriver. I have it later on in the recap when we get to that part. I had written down what it
Okay,
was.
good. Yeah, that stuff is important. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. All right, or well, yeah, I'll wait till we get there. I'm
Okay.
going I'm going too much off on the chat. I keep doing that. I'm bad at that. Um, so yeah, they don't know what's going on with her, basically. And yeah, Christy and Mariel are fighting because Mariel disagrees with Christy on that. And Ellis doesn't think they should do that. So he's not too happy either. Let's see. she does tell her that she wants to keep her there and monitor her, basically, and to go get close.
Yeah, for a couple days, yeah.
Yeah. Why would they turn Fandom into anything? Would not be better to just feed on her fears like they do with the rest of them? Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know the answer to that, but I don't want that to happen. So that's my answer. I don't want her to be turning into anything. But I don't know. I think I'm too attached to some of the characters, to be fair.
Same here.
Yeah. All right. So Jade tells Kenny that there's only one way to enter and says there's no version of this where we go spelunking and realize there's a convenient exit. He always says funny, sarcastic things.
Yeah.
But he says, maybe that's why they put them there. But he does say, this is the kind of plan. Maybe not everybody will get out alive. And you need to talk to Boyd because he'll listen to you. He doesn't listen to me. And Kenny just says Jade says there's a reason no one ever has gotten out of there. Maybe it's because no one's been willing to make the hard decisions before. And then Kenny says, are you going to be one of the ones going down the tunnels? Because he knows he did not intend to. It definitely seems like he did not plan to. I don't know. He seemed to think about what he said, I guess, a little bit. And he started throwing things. He got really pissed and started throwing everything, which wasn't great.
I know. I was like, no, there goes the diagram, but
yeah, now he got to rebuild it.
So he could recreate it.
Yeah, he does have it in his head. That's true.
Yeah.
Golem absorbs Fatima's fear. Maybe she just maybe she needs to be to not be fearful in order to get it to work. Okay. I was going to say, where's Martin? I didn't see Martin. Hi, Martin. Well, thank you for stopping by, at least. That's great. I was like, I thought I saw them say he was there, but I didn't see where he went. All right. So, no, that's fine. Bruce Lee. Yeah, I'm not sure she is turning into anything. I really don't have the answer to that, but I hope not. That's my main.
True. Yeah, it could be nothing.
Yeah, it could just be red herring.
But I'm scared.
Yeah. I'm starting to wonder though about the golem, just because we don't you haven't heard anything about it. Captain Shriver asks, how many would like to have a prequel or a sequel to the show?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. I was going to say I would, as long as they do it right. I think it could be very cool. But I doubt.
Yeah, depending on how they end season 5.
Yeah.
And if they have a good ending, then maybe we'll just do a prequel and see what happened before.
Yeah. I don't think they will have it, but it would be cool. But I don't know. Although, it's become so popular, I guess maybe they could try to for that reason. But I don't know. It's still MGM. Prequel, Julie time traveling to all the cycles where they failed before. That would be cool.
Yeah, I'm all for that.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. And they're talking about the mask here. Let's see. So the one-eyed Jade is drinking from a skull. Maybe that version of Jade already went to the tunnels and dug the bones. Ooh, maybe. But isn't that? I think we talked about that before, though. Doesn't it look? I think it looks like an adult skull, though. That's my only thought with that, because I think we had talked about. I'm pretty sure we had talked about that before. That it looks like an adult skull. Yes, waiting for a Lost spinoff too. I don't think.
Yeah, exactly.
Probably. Hey, at least we got a Lost.
Did you guys ever talk about? Did you guys ever talk about how maybe it's not the children's bones, and it's maybe the adults' bones that are buried there
in the cave? Oh.
Yeah, instead of the children.
No, we had not.
Someone brought that up on our podcast.
Who did they?
Our show and
yeah, who's bones? Do you have a specific?
Like the adults that made the pact.
Oh, like Jade and Tabitha's people.
Yeah.
Interesting. No, I had not thought of that.
I don't know. That's all I have, really.
No,
there was more to it, but I can't remember. But
no, but that's interesting. Yeah. I had not thought about it.
No one's ever talked about that. Okay.
No, I haven't heard it. Fletcher's whoops. Fletcher's
Yeah, this
talking
is
about
the Lost spinoff.
it is
Right.
it is like the Lost spinoff. Yes. But yes, not all the grown-ups wanted to take part in it. I meant yes, you actually said the ones who made the sacrifice. I thought you meant the ones who wouldn't make the sacrifice. I kind of said the opposite of what you said, but I know what you mean. Could be any of that though, to be honest, if it is adults, but yeah, I don't know. The only thing I would say is when they showed earlier in the season with his mushroom trip and he saw the Ankui kid, it did look like there was like a little hand, like bones from a hand. It looked pretty small.
Hmm.
So that makes me think it probably is children and not adult bones, but I had not,
Oh,
yeah,
okay, gotcha.
but I
Yeah.
hadn't thought of that. And it is an interesting idea.
I wish I could remember more. The person made a good point, but I can't remember
Yeah.
the rest of it.
Yeah. I don't know. That was for what this week that you guys, or I mean, the
It
past
was
week.
they brought it up on last week's show, I believe.
That's what
Yeah.
I mean. It was the new one. I'll have
Or
to listen
yeah.
to it, see if I
Hmm.
can find it. Yeah. That's
Same
very
here.
nice. Yes, I think, yeah, we know that I thought about it, but it's confirmed at this point the kids got sacrificed. I mean, I think that's pretty much
Right.
more information, but that doesn't necessarily
Yeah.
mean their bones are there. I mean, that's what Jade says.
Yeah, like they want to save the kids, save the bones. Well, maybe they're not even there, and that's why no one's been able to leave the town
Yeah,
because they're looking for the wrong thing.
maybe they're looking in the wrong place because it could be. That's why I said the OG Tabitha and Jade. That could make sense. But yeah, it did look like a bones of a children no when they showed that although it was his
Okay.
mushroom trip, so who knows, but the bones of the children might not be there. It's one coffin in the middle, maybe Jade's original bones are in the middle. Yeah, I don't know. Did past town folk roll Boulder down the root cellar stairs to get Jade? I had mentioned before
That's
when we were
funny.
talking about the punishment and that Dave had said with the boulder. I thought all that stuff was interesting because I had never heard any of those things about the ideas with the boulder and that. A lot of that's really
Hmm.
because I always from the very beginning assumed that it was like a Dale type thing until they said that he was killed by
Oh, they just ended up
townspeople.
there after going through a
Yeah,
faraway tree or something.
yeah, but
I
if he was
wonder.
killed by townspeople, it has to be something they did. They might have dropped the boulder.
There was one thing that remember when Victor said that he was on top of the roof, said that somebody jumped. I wonder
Yeah.
if, like, I was kind of thinking maybe the townspeople pushed somebody off and then rolled the boulder off. Oh no, that doesn't
Ooh.
make sense. Rolled the boulder off the top of the house, but yeah, how would you get the
Well,
boulder
yeah,
off?
how'd they get it
Never
off the
mind.
roof?
I'm not with that, but
No,
I was
it was a
always thinking about how they get this boulder
good
on top
idea.
of
No, no,
somebody.
yeah, I don't think they could afford it. But wasn't it Dave that had said about? I'm pretty sure it was Dave that had said about like they used to roll them off cliffs and that like as punishment to kill people. Wasn't that him that said
Yeah,
that? That's what I thought. Yeah, because I thought that was
he had some
interesting.
information about that. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I had not heard about that before. All right. So Boyd is talking to Christy here about his hallucinations. He finally admits that he's hearing things and seeing things. He can't lead the town if he can't trust what he sees. And he's having tremors. He doesn't know whether he's had them at the same time as the visions. He's not, or hallucinations, whatever. He's not, has not, I guess, paid attention to that. But he tells her it's all connected to Abby. He tells her about the hands coming out of the grave. And he knows the place gets into people's heads, but this is different. He keeps hearing a gunshot. And what he's asking is, why is it happening now? Like when they're getting close to leaving, he can't fall apart now. And
That's exactly why it's happening. Yeah, because
yeah,
they're getting
probably.
close.
Yeah, because they're getting close. And he wants her to give him something to help him keep it together. And she's like, I can't do that. There's nothing I can do to help you. It
Yeah, what
is
does she have? Yeah.
yeah, but it is kind of funny because somebody during the live tweet had said that. Like she's like, come to me, I'll help you. Let me take care of it. And then he tells her, she's like, yeah, I can't do anything.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah. Jerome Morris, I guess yeah, that's what we were saying earlier. We think that could definitely be a possibility that she's turning into the
Yeah.
kimono lady. Let's see. What if Jade went through the faraway tree and on the exit and a boulder hits him as soon as he steps out of the tree? Maybe they knew they wouldn't know where he's
Hmm.
coming out. But yeah, if it's an accident, yes. But if it's townspeople, I don't know. I'm going to star that anything for freedom when we get to the suit. Christy is trying to help Boyd. The town won't appreciate that. Christy is a goner.
Uh-oh.
And Code Knox says he needs drugs. I don't think, though, they're going to help him. If he might end up then like Jade tripping and he'll see even more, right? I don't know that it'll benefit him if she gives him any kind of drugs. All right. So Sophia comes into the station carrying a backpack.
I was so angry when I saw this. I was like, what is she doing with this backpack?
Yeah, it was kind of
This
obvious.
damn girl.
Like, why would she do that? Yeah, but he kind of questioned, like, does nobody notice that? Nobody sees what she's doing except for Sarah did
True.
always see it.
Yeah, I was hoping somebody saw her get the egg last week. Like we see
Yeah.
another scene where someone was in the background and
Oh,
noticed
the
it.
egg. Yeah, that would have
I
been.
guess it could still be coming, but yeah.
Yeah. Look, at least he put the suit away though, right? Like he left it sitting out on the desk for the longest time. And I know we're all like, why did you not put it away? Why is it there? So I appreciate at least it was gone.
That's true. Yeah.
But it didn't really help because she dug for it until she found it. It's not, she looks under the bed.
That look.
I know, I left that picture, and even though I didn't need it, just because it was cool.
Yeah.
She's looking. But she finds a box in the cabinet, and it is the yellow suit. She's like happy she found it.
She's happy, yeah.
Yeah, she definitely got what she was looking for. And I don't know, Fletcher, I'm starring that, but I was wondering that too, what song it is. Maybe Doug will tell us. Probably not, but you can try. Yeah, so she's got her suit back. We had a conversation last night in the watch party about this, though, because we were talking about, does she need the suit to transform, or does she need the tooth, or does she need both? Because I kind of thought she needs the suit to transform, but then I thought about it, and this is what I said last night from a storytelling point of view. How would she, like, what good would it do if she didn't have the suit? Because Tabitha wouldn't know anything about who she was. Like, the only reason she's recognizable as the man in yellow is because of the yellow suit. So, like, if he showed up in different clothes,
right,
Tabitha would have been like, who's this? So it would have defeated the purpose. So does she need it necessarily? I don't know, but she could have just needed it because otherwise it doesn't make sense. Yeah, I don't know. That's what I was thinking.
No, that's a good point. True, because I was thinking, I was thinking that she needed it to change, but
she might still. I don't know. But I just feel like if she didn't have it, it wouldn't make any sense at all, and she'd be like, "Who the hell are you?" And it wouldn't. It wouldn't tell us anything. But Sarah does see her with the backpack and asks her what she was doing, where she's been at. And she's like, oh, I was scared when I heard Boyd was planning. I was already near Colony House. I won't do it again. I didn't mean to make you worry, because she says that if they're living together, she needs to know where she is. I was curious how you felt about the scene, because the scene played a little strange to me. And I think,
really,
yeah. And I think the reason it is, and this is just kind of my own, I don't know it, like I noticed it. I think because I know, like, she's a lot older than Sophia's supposed to be. It felt strange to me because she's treating her like a kid, and she's clearly in her 20s. We know that. But also, I'm not sure why it's Sarah's like responsibility, or why she needs to know where she's at. Like, why she's like, hey, if you're going to live with me, I need to know where you go. Like, I don't know.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. I thought it was because of what you just said, because they live together. I thought whoever you live with, you have to kind of look out for and make sure that they're home at the right time, and you're kind of responsible for each other. So that's the way that I took it.
I guess that makes sense. I just feel like normally a teenager, like I'm thinking of Julie, if that was her, I feel like she would have been like, I don't, I can go where I want. Why do I have to tell you I slept over at Colony House? So yeah, I don't know. I like I said, I think part of the reason it played weird to me was just because she's talking to her like a kid. And after talking to her, like, and knowing she's not a kid, I had said, because when she was like hugging her and stuff, and just the way she was acting to me was a little bizarre, but I think it's just the way, I think it's just the way I felt it played. Not that it didn't
Okay.
make sense, I guess, if that makes what I'm saying makes sense.
Mhm.
David says, I think he just needs a tooth and the clothes are for after he transforms, but maybe he needs a personal item as well as a tooth, like the clothes. Best not to be naked. That's a good point. Martin Boyd did say maybe he's sick of being naked. So maybe it's that that simple.
Yeah.
Uh, Bruce Lee says, I see the tooth stuff as with Dexter. He was collecting blood as trophies. Man in Yellow is doing the same.
Yeah.
Very
Serial killer
Yeah.
and their
Yeah.
trophies.
Yeah, I definitely think they're trophies, but I do think that it might have to do with the transformation, like a DNA thing, but they've never told
Mhm.
us. So we do not know that. And yes, Fletcher, about the tooth. I'm gonna wait till we get to that part of the episode, but you're right with that. I noticed that. And that made me think the same thing. But let's put a pin in that, wait till we get a little bit further, because otherwise we're gonna get way off track. I always wonder how much Sophia Maniel knows about everything going on, seeing the future, the past, mind reading.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah, we've kind of I know on the show I've questioned that before. Like, I don't. That's what I want to know. Like, is she there just because she's enjoying it and wants to see it, or does she need to be there to know what's going on? How does she normally know? I know some people think there's a mole. I still don't think there's a mole. But yeah, I don't know. I've said before, I wonder if she's omniscient. He, she, it. When Sarah confronted her, she responded
Yeah,
like,
I like when you say that. Yeah.
yeah, a kid. Sarah was justified asking. Yeah, you're probably right, Code Knox. Like I said, I think it's just the way it kind of played to me a little bit. Something that really strange also about the entire two stuff. Why did Manuel left an entire collection inside the car? Do they even matter to him or not? What do you think about that? I'll let
Yeah. Is
you.
it from a past cycle? Is it from all the cycles? So many teeth there.
Yeah, but it is strange he'd
I
leave it.
don't know. Yeah.
I don't know if he just thought nobody'd find it and it was that
Yeah, I was just gonna say that.
simple.
Yeah, maybe he thinks nobody will go out there, even
Yeah.
though Victor is the one that moved all the cars.
Yeah. Well,
I'm
maybe he
stumped.
figures Victor was already here. Why would he come back? Maybe,
Mhm.
Um, let's see. Vaish, I don't know how to say that. Vaishalita High Danis Danny says a man in yellow was a man in yellow lying about the bones. Well, he said
What is
either
that
or.
referring to?
I'm guessing that's referring to the end, and I probably should have kept that for the end. So I'm going to start. We can go back to it, but I think he might be, but he kind of really didn't answer. Just to answer that quickly, I think that maybe he's trying to scare her, so it could be that he's lying. I don't know. We don't know. But yeah, it did seem like maybe there's a possibility he's trying to scare her away from doing it, at least to me. Teeth are a catalog of everyone who has died in From, and Marielle said they are all trapped here. That's what you said earlier. Yes, I do
Yeah.
think that makes sense. And I had not thought about that, David,
Mhm.
until you said it earlier. But yeah, I like that idea. All right. So we go to the peach truck. Oh, the other thing is she does ask her. Wait, let me go back a second. She does ask her about the bag. And she says
Yeah, I thought she almost got caught.
she almost got caught. She did almost get caught in
Yeah, there
this
might
one.
have been other clothes in there too, though. She might have had a backup plan.
She might have. She tends
But
to
yeah,
do
I
that.
guess if she does Sarah know about the yellow suit?
That's a good question. I
Yeah,
don't know. She
because I
would.
mean, even if she saw it, does she know that that's a thing? I
I
can't
don't know.
remember.
Julie, I don't think Julie actually told her what didn't work to help her father. I don't think she did. But I have to question if she pulled it out, like why would she have a man's suit if she was getting clothes for herself?
Very true. Yeah, yeah,
That
she
would
would
be
have been
very
caught. Okay.
strange. Yeah, I think she would have been caught. But you're right, there could have been more clothes in there than that. Like she could have had forethought to cover it. But
Yeah.
she just says she wanted to change clothes, but then she realized they belong to dead people. And acts like she's upset. And Sarah says she's handling it better than she did. And then she's like, I can show you where the good clothes are. That to me was kind of like, you've already said that. What was the point of that? Because she already took her to get clothes before. And I'm like, I think she knows that. You already
No,
took
you're
her.
right.
I don't
That's
know. It's
true.
weird. Like, why are you saying it again? Not that it was important, but yeah, I don't know. Fletcher says Sarah was going to help Elgin at the diner to catch man in yellow stuff, so she knows, maybe. And
She should know, yeah.
I think Sarah will find out about her. Find out later in the house. She'll find out that she's a man in yellow. I know. Yeah, a lot of people think it might be Sarah. I don't know. My money's on Victor out of the two, but I think it could be. But yeah. And yes, who did the dry cleaning? His suit is very dirty. That's for sure.
Yeah, it is.
All right. So yeah, Victor has taken them to the peach truck. He says that when he saw that everyone had died, okay, that was the first time he saw the boy in white after the massacre, who told him there were 3 things that he would need. Yes, thank you, L1K2, however you say that. Just please don't tell details in the chat because a lot of people don't want to know about the trailer. But it is out if people want to go look at it. Skinner says Miranda will find out it's Sophia. I'm assuming you mean Tabitha. Maybe. Oh, wait, you mean we'll find out. Yeah. Okay, we'll find out when Miranda sees her in a flashback. Maybe. Yeah, I don't know. I hope somebody finds out soon, though, right? Like, we need somebody to find out something. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So he says that the boy in white told him there were 3 things he needs, and we never found out what the 3rd thing was.
Right. Just 2.
Yeah, that was kind of weird. And I don't know if it's not important, or if he's going to tell us, or if it was, like we said earlier in the chat, maybe it was to like to hide, how to get away and not die. Any of those things. I don't know. But he said the first was food. And he gives him, there it is, a rock that he says he used as a can opener, which was actually pretty smart.
Yeah.
And
does it kind of look like a talisman to you?
You know, now that you said that, yes. I hadn't thought of that till now, but yeah, it kind of did.
Who knows? Yeah.
I don't think I have. I think, yeah, you can't see it in the picture.
I mean, it doesn't really, but I just thought talisman for some reason.
Yeah, no, I hadn't thought about it. But yeah, kind of does, since it's a rock. But that was smart if Victor thought of that part on his own. But Victor ate peaches and bugs and plants and stuff. He ate what he could find, right? Okay, wait, what's this? Marin MK. I'm so bad at trying to figure out these things. Marin MK. Black. I'm saying black. I keep saying that, man in black, and then I say, yeah, I get them all mixed up. Boy in white.
Really?
There we go. Told Victor when he tried to cut the bottle tree that he tried helping Christopher, but it didn't work. Now he isn't helping Jade. Maybe we'll see a scene with him and the boy in white soon. With Jade, you mean? Ooh, that's interesting. Maybe. Yeah, I forgot about that. Because Christopher wouldn't try to go through the tree. But I don't know, if they cut down the tree, nobody's going to go through it, right? I mean, it's not going to be there. Or not cut down the tree, pull whatever they're trying to do, pull out the tree. Yeah. 1, find food. 2, pretend you're not alone. 3, don't chop down the tree. You could be right, David. And if that's the case, they're going to have a big
they're going to start doing it. And then, Victor will see him and say, no, stop.
Probably. Yeah, I don't think he's going to want it to. But yeah, the boy in white, I would think, would try to stop him if it's that important.
Yeah, he should be making an appearance soon.
Yeah, hopefully. But yeah, he talks about the food, about the different things he had to eat. And then he says the worst part, this for number 2, is when you get lonely, everything's scarier. You have to pretend you aren't alone. That's number 2. Pretend you're not alone. And this is part I thought was so heartbreaking, when he's like, I had to make friends with things on the truck, like the walls and the floor and the boxes. I gave them names, and I'm like, God, that's so sad.
It's hilarious, but sad.
Well, yes, it was kind of funny in a really sad way. It was,
to me, at least.
No, I see it was kind of funny, but at the same time, I'm like, oh, that's so awful. But he's like, you don't have to do that, because I've got something better. And he goes back and he gets, I'm gonna sneeze. He goes back and he gets his teddy bear, and I think that's made of cardboard. I don't know, something he made of.
I know. I thought it was a mop at first, but yeah, it's just
no, it's a mop head.
cardboard.
I guess. Cardboard. he has created a Miranda and Eloise, basically, that he put their clothes on so he could talk to them. And it made him feel less alone because he like would imagine what they would say. And he's like, you can change them into your own family. And then he says, because he says it can be Julie and his mother and Ethan's mother. And then he says, because they cut him off, and I don't know if people noticed what he said, but he says, I couldn't find anything for your father, but we could make a scarecrow. That was when Tabitha's like, no, 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 and stopped him. I don't know. I don't know that that's relevant, but I was kind of surprised like Ethan at that point didn't get upset when he started saying that. But
yeah, Ethan was fine. Yeah, Tabitha had enough by that point.
Yeah, I can understand her having enough.
But he was starting to get a little dark.
It was.
So I can understand.
Yeah, but I think maybe I wondered if him saying about his father was like the last straw.
No, could be.
Yeah. Marin also said, could you give your thoughts on Miranda's drawings, which show a figure from 17th, 18th century Elizabethan era clothes? There are 4 drawings, but the figure has never been mentioned. I'm thinking back to the basement with the drawings. I don't particularly remember something that looked like it was Elizabethan. I know there was a colonial woman or man. I'm saying colonial woman because we were talking before about in the person who was supposed to have been cast, and I don't know what that's about. But yeah, I don't know. Do you remember one that looked more Elizabethan?
No, I wish I did. Are these the ones that were at the house with Henry?
Yeah.
In the real world, or?
Yeah, I think that's what they mean. And I think that they might be thinking of the one that we were calling colonial that had like the big collar. It was almost like a pilgrim collar to me.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Okay, I'm guessing that might be what they mean, and they're calling it because it kind of is an Elizabethan collar. I guess it could be if you think about it either way. We assumed it was colonial, but
yeah, that stuck out. Yeah,
yeah,
majorly. Me too.
But I mean, it could be. You could be right. It could be completely wrong, and it wasn't colonial. But I thought it was colonial. But as for thoughts on it, I don't know. I assume at some point we'll probably see whatever it is, or it wouldn't have been in there. But yeah, I don't.
Yeah, like the man in yellow. Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah,
eventually.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. Some of these I'm gonna star because we're getting like way behind. So let me get some of these. I'm gonna star them and then we'll.
Okay.
Why were these not inside the truck? They forgot to include them in the first season, so they thought Victor should get it from somewhere else. That might be why he did. I mean, that is a perfectly good explanation of why he went off to get them. I don't know. I never noticed them before, that's for sure.
Yeah, they were somewhere close by.
Yeah. And I'm not sure if you mean the drawings or if you're talking about the dolls. I'm not sure what that's in regards to there.
Or even the Elizabethan picture.
Maybe, yeah, that's what I wasn't sure. Yeah. And MGM says thinks it's colonial too, with the steeple and the ruffled collar. I do think that was I'm guessing the picture they're talking about that we're saying is.
Yeah, it's a cool picture. I want to know more about it.
Yeah, I do too. But hopefully we'll see something at some point. All right, so yeah, his mother is Ethan's like, we're not doing this Tabitha's like, we're not doing this anymore. You're never going to be alone. I'm going to get you out of here. And Victor's like, that's what my mom said too. So sad. Yeah, poor Victor. He's been there for 40 years. All right. And then we have Henry here. And whenever Bogdan knocks over the silverware, he wakes up.
We'll get back to it. All right.
Yes. And it's because of the clash of the tray. And he sees what in this world, whatever you want to call it, is supposed to be his grandson. Because Victor here says that it is his son, Sebastian. And yeah, this Victor looks very different. I think this is neat. I like that they got
Yeah, talks different. He's like, I forget, somebody had a good description, like neurodivergent or something, or how Victor, he's not like autistic, but he's
yeah, he
from
could.
all the trauma he's gone through, he acts kind of different. And this Victor is like well put together, can speak
Yes.
normally.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Yeah, I remember in one of, I don't remember what season it was. I had asked the actor who plays Victor about that, what you're talking about, and like what was
Oh,
he
really?
prone, kind of how he, yeah. But yeah, this version of Victor didn't have the trauma, so this version of Victor is, like you said, put together. He's different. Um, and yeah, I like that we got to see this version of Victor, and that Scott McCord got to play a different version. It's pretty cool.
It is
Um,
cool.
and he's
What's up with that
talented.
picture in the background?
Yeah, I'm going to go to that next. I was going to
Okay.
describe the scene, and then we'll get to that. Okay, he says you're in a care facility, and Henry thinks he was chopping vegetables, and he says that's not real. That Miranda on your birthday gave, I guess 40 years ago, supposed to be, gave him acid, and there was something wrong with the drugs, and he had a bad reaction, and it was like he wasn't there anymore, and he's been in this care facility ever since, and that the boy is his son Sebastian. And he also says that Eloise is getting on a plane to come out and see him, which of course Henry thinks she's dead, and he's like, no, she's a school teacher, and he doesn't believe that it can be real. Now, talking about the stuff in the room,
Yeah. So I've
somebody
been
mentioned,
trying to look all around the room whenever they do these
I got
scenes,
pictures.
like
I got
last
pictures.
episode too.
Yeah.
'Cause I
The
think it
current,
can tell us if if it is real or not.
yeah. The curtains, somebody said, were the same as his house. They're not. But there are
Hmm.
things in this room that come from his home, which makes me think it's pulled out of his memory and that it isn't real. I personally think that. Now, I think some things like the pictures of his family, yeah, they could have brought from home to the care facility. But pictures on the wall, I don't know. I question that
Yeah.
you would bring those kind
And
of
of a
things.
crow or starlet, right?
Starling, where?
Starling, yeah. Isn't that what is on the wall? So
Oh, the
that's a
picture? Oh, it is a
Fromville
bird.
thing.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is a
That
bird.
wouldn't be like things
Yeah.
like that is what makes me think it's not real.
Yes,
Like they
I
had some
didn't.
pictures in the background of or they're on, so I guess the left side of this, there's two
Uh-huh,
pictures on the wall. There's like some trees that look like the etchings in the talisman, and like
mhm.
little things like that are what I'm looking for, and
Yeah, I
makes me
hadn't
think that
noticed.
this is just not real.
Yeah, I hadn't noticed though that it was a bird. That's a good
Yeah. Oh,
catch.
okay.
I do have, because yeah, it could be in reference to the crow. But wait, let me see which. Hold on a second. I
It's
got
just
some of these.
two on the nose.
It is. Hold on, I got the pictures of them here. Let me see. I'm looking to see. Whoa, no, we don't want to play that. Um, Let me zoom in on this because otherwise you aren't going to be able to see it. Okay, this is from Victor's house. And I do believe that's the same picture. It
This is
looks,
the real world?
yes, what we're
Or
assuming
okay.
is real world. Yeah, from
Oh, well,
when
that
Tap.
looks almost just like the picture. Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty. Yeah, that
Yeah,
is the
it's the same
picture.
one. Okay.
Pretty sure. Yeah. Okay. So
So,
yeah, I think
all
that.
right, well, then never mind what I said. But the bird, like, anytime there's bird references, just makes me
Yeah,
think of
yeah,
Fromville.
it could still be referencing it for that reason. But I'm not sure you would bring a picture from the wall um to there.
Kinda strange. I kinda thought that this place was well, now that
It's
they
a
showed the
care
ceiling, it's
facility.
got those vents. I thought this might have been his home. And you know how people have,
Yeah,
when they can't
we have
be at
those
the
tiles
hospital,
in
they'll
there.
bring the bed to the house, for
Yeah,
hospice or whatever. So I
yeah.
kinda but
But
it
no,
just flashed the ceiling, and there was a vent, like a facility, so never mind.
yeah, he said
Like
care
that
facility.
vent up there, that wouldn't be in a house, yeah.
We don't now, but we had these exact ceiling tiles and vents in our basement, so sometimes they are.
Oh, funny. Okay.
But it was really crappy. It's not like that now. But yeah. But no, he said care facility at one point. He said you're in a care facility. Um
Okay, good.
there are some more things in the room that match, some other pictures, and I know MGM mentioned the clock, but that's later in the episode. It's not with these pictures, but when we get to it, I do have the ones that match those pictures to show you. But yeah, I think he probably pulled like pieces from his memory. You know what I mean? And that's why they're similar. Where's Scarlet? Scarlet is in Chicago at a convention and may come if she can watch the episode. She doesn't know. Muncher,
where? I thought it said here's Scarlet. I thought she just showed up in the
no,
chat.
I know. Yeah, now he changed it to where. That is what I thought too. Sorry, let me. Marin said they're talking about the same picture. That's what I thought. That it said was colonial. Yeah, I don't know. I was going by, actually what somebody else had said because I didn't know what it was.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know. I had thought it was colonial, but that's a good point. Maybe it was a priest. That'd be interesting. I really hope that Eloise is very important somehow, maybe even still been alive, mostly for two reasons. The show kept minimum discussion about her. Even Henry Victor mentioned her very rarely. I think she's alive just because we haven't seen a body. Victor doesn't know where the body is.
Yeah, same here. I think she either made it out or she's been like hiding out in the forest or something somehow.
Something.
I think she's still alive, yeah.
I think it would be interesting if they had her show up in these whatever visions. Because so many people think she's somebody else, that came like left the town and was somebody that we know. So I'd like to see her just for that reason. If she was somebody else and had come back. There's a celestial elementary school, the star magic sign. Maybe Eloise died, and that's foreshadowing that she's in a dimension we can't see. Maybe.
Yeah, I was wondering if there was something to the school teacher specifically said her job. So
yeah, I hadn't even thought about the school teacher part, that part.
But I couldn't connect it to anything. So yeah, I'm glad you brought that up, Fletcher.
Yeah, thanks, Fletcher. There was something where'd it go? Okay. I'm not sure what that was in regards to. I marked it and I thought it was about Henry, and now I'm not sure. Dissociative identity disorder due to trauma of seeing Miranda go. Okay, Victor escaped at the end of the last cycle. Oh, you think he got out? Okay. Well, maybe in this world. I don't know. Okay. The man in yellow saved his dinner for later and didn't eat his mother. I felt like he wanted to tell her she's his mother when he said, "You still haven't remembered who I am." Oh, with Tabitha. Okay. See, I do that. I don't read it all the way until I click on it. And then I'm like, I probably should have saved that for when we got to that point. Let's see. I'm just trying to store some of these so I don't forget to go back to them. Mariel said, oh, Fletcher. You got good ideas, Fletch. Mariel said her mother believed once you died, you go to a different dimension we can't see. That could be this place. Very, very interesting. He was talking about Abby. Okay, yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'm down for other dimensions, time travel. I'm down for that. The story walking.
As long as it makes sense.
Yes.
That's my answer. As long as it makes sense and they don't pull some weird shit. All right. So Henry's like, I gotta go. He's flipping out a bit because he doesn't know what to do.
Yeah.
At some point, I want to go through and look at all these and see if there's probably nothing important there. But, I always, when I see stuff like that, like, I'm like, I want to see what it is. And is there anything important?
True. Yeah, there was one thing. I saw the ballerina statue. I don't know if it's come up or not.
Yeah.
In one of the shots, but in one of the shots, eventually, they do show that on the table.
With Sophia, you mean from before, or you mean it's in this episode?
It's in this episode.
Oh,
you can see it on the table with the stuff that they're going through. Yeah.
I don't see it here on the
I want to say it was a different shot from where Henry is, like in that corner, looking this way to where everything is on the right.
Do you know if it was this scene specifically?
I think it was either after this or it was when he first got there in the background.
Probably won't be able to find it quick enough.
Okay.
I did not notice that, but
you didn't see it at all. Okay.
No, I thought you meant the other episode. That's very interesting, especially because we've seen it twice now. Because of when Sophia had hauled it. But no, I didn't. So I'll have to look for it later. But I no, I don't unless it's in one of these and I don't realize.
Is this the last time that they show the diner?
I think, and I don't see anything over there. So yeah, it must be a different angle.
I don't either. I thought it
Yeah,
was.
I don't know. I'm sure somebody will find it. If somebody finds it, put it in Discord and we'll
I know.
put it.
Fletcher Dieter.
Yeah. Lucas says, I'm 50-50 on Eloise being alive. If the boy in white helped Victor survive all this time, then he could have helped her. But then why keep them apart? Yeah, that's a good question. But yeah, why wouldn't he help Eloise, right? Why would he help Victor and not Eloise? I never really thought about that, but it would make sense he could, and that she could be someplace else. What if the town, Hannah says, what if the town is like a living organism and it needs a host into town? Like one person has to stay behind the town, so then all of them can leave, and I don't know who would want to take that. I've heard this before, but it was about something else, but it kind of like connects with this, so I know what you're talking about. I don't know. I mean, that's interesting, but I actually think it would be Boyd, and I know everybody thinks Ethan's going to be stuck there or whatever, but I think Boyd. Yeah. I think if like, it was a known, like Boyd would sacrifice himself and be like, "I'm going to stay behind." Yeah, I don't know. What do you think?
Same. Yeah, I think it would be Boyd, but I don't know. I like that.
No, I do. I do like that. I had seen it.
Explain how Victor could be there alone.
Yeah.
And then another cycle starts.
Yeah. The thing that I was reading though was I think I had found it on Facebook before. Somebody wrote up like a whole season 5, but they had used AI to write it, so it wasn't anything. But I remember reading it because somebody said it was like actually kind of good. And it was about somebody staying behind, which is what made me think of that. But I remember thinking then, I think it would be, if it was anybody, it would be Boyd. But that isn't a real story, so don't listen to what I'm talking about. Just made me think about it. All right. Yeah. So Ellis here decides he is going with his wife to the clinic. Fatima is a little upset because she's like, you don't need to go with me. You're like, she knows he's just worried, but like, come on, he's your husband. He's worried about you. Be glad he wants to go with you. That's kind of what I thought. Like, be glad he cares, right? But he says, I don't understand how Marielle could say any of this is a good thing. And Jesus, what if it is? And this is where she's like, you don't understand what I feel like, because he was inside of me. I had this creature, and that, if she could bring, I think what she's getting at is like, if I could make it into something good and have something good come out of this, even if I am transforming or something bad's going to happen, like if I can bring something good from this, isn't it worth it? And that's exactly why she's kind of pushing it. Yeah, which I really appreciate, because I can see that she's not, she's somebody who wants to help other people. And I think, going by what she said, she does think that might be happening to her. And is hoping that, that she can maybe help people. And she did help Kenny, to be fair. I mean, she did save him. So, yeah. And I think that I understand that Ellis maybe can't see that just because he doesn't want anything to happen to her. But that, I feel like that's also what the point of the golem was, though, right? Like, it was kind of to help her deal with what
help her process.
Yeah. So it's kind of the same idea that something can help her. Okay, Fletcher's saying the creepy picture next to her face. I think that's just supposed to be a drawing of her. I don't know. To me, it looks human, Fletcher. And they have been there, but I don't know. To me, that drawing
looks like her on the left. Yeah, what is going on the right?
Yeah, I don't know. To me, it just looks like a different drawing of her. I mean, it's not like exactly like her. Ooh, there's something carved in the bed. Oh God, I'm going down the rabbit hole. Okay, I'm gonna not do that. Okay, hold on. Fletcher posted, where to go? I just saw a link that does not come up in StreamYard of the picture. Hold on, I'm looking at the picture, Fletcher. Oh, you made those. Okay. Those are all AI stuff you made of her into
Did you throw Julie's hair on there too?
Yeah, no, not in these ones. I didn't read. He did say that. I should have read what he said. I just saw the link and clicked on it. I should actually read before I click on links. But no, that's cool, Fletcher. That's funny. Hey, Dieter, I'm sorry. You know, it's because you guys both have Fromaholic, and I keep thinking it's Fletcher, and sometimes it's you, Dieter. Sorry about that. You gotta change your. No, I know you can have your name whenever you want, but yes, I don't read very well. I'm going quick. Sorry. Okay, so where was I? Yes, I think you're behind a few minutes, Fletcher. I had done that. I think you just didn't get to it yet, but there's the picture. Okay. So yeah, he's gonna go with her. She wants to feel in control. And she's saying, you know, whatever's happening already is happening. And yeah, if it can help her, let it. And they're talking about this picture. You think that's an egg? I don't know what the hell that is. She's holding something. I don't know. To me, it looks like she's holding a teddy bear or something. I don't know what the hell that is. Could you see? Oh, wait.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I can't make. Okay, you went up a little bit.
Sorry, I didn't realize it was up. I don't know. It could be an egg or something. It could even be. It reminds me of that picture that the actress posted on her Instagram of her having birth or having the baby, birthing the baby. I don't think that's what it is, but that's what it kind of looks like.
It does remind me of her being pregnant.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to tell, but I like that they have lots of strange details in the background for us to obsess over. All right. So yeah, she's like, yeah, she wants to get something good out of it. And then Christy and Marielle's fight. Look, like I said earlier, I think in this part, I think Marielle's right. But I also a lot of times find them to be the most boring characters that I really don't care.
Yeah. I feel you on that.
Yeah, I just don't.
I could see them less bickering.
Yeah, I just really, like I said, I agree with her, but they're not my favorite characters right now, and they need to give them more to do. I've said that before. Some of these, there's so many characters they just can't fit them all in. But Christy is really bitchy though. I will say in this scene, because Mariel's like, you know, she could help Kenny. Why is that not important to you? She could save somebody's life. And if it makes her feel good when she's terrified, that could help. And that's when Christy says, yeah, I'm terrified, but I'm not going to, you know, risk her life to make me feel less afraid. So that's what that scene's about. But yeah, I don't know. I think Christy was in the wrong for sure at that point. Like, I get it, but
yeah.
And then Jade, see, that's not the pan or the pot or whatever that was up there. I don't know what made him pick that up and think of it. But I guess that was supposed to be what represented the cave, and it gives him an idea of the way. Okay, fair. Code Knox says he's shipping Kenny, Christy, and Marielle. Maybe if they put the three of them together, then it would be a little more interesting. Yeah, I don't know. It's just this season. I don't dislike them. It's just they've gotten kind of boring, but so has a lot of this stuff. Jade remembers the cave. We didn't need a picture of that, but I took a picture of the kids. But there's the roots. And he's like,
okay, so this is considered a flashback? Like, is the tree over that right now? So there's no light coming in? Okay.
Yes.
Because they keep showing this all the time. You see light coming in. You're like, well, why can't you see that from the top?
No, because they said the roots grew into the tree. So yeah, this
is like way in the past. All right.
Yes. Gotcha. Although I do question that there's a cave with a hole in the top, but that's neither here nor there. Because I wondered, like, how does it have a hole in the top in the first place? But yes, it's a flashback. I'd call it a flashback. He's remembering it. It's not exactly.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense then.
But yes, it was a key part in the sacrifice. And it does look like spider legs, kind of. Yeah, but
Oh,
yeah, no, it's the roots. They've established that it's the roots, and that's
yeah,
what
it's the
gives them
magical roots.
and magical roots that became the tree. But yes, that is where the bottle tree slash faraway tree is at. Because he says later, even like we're standing right above the cave or the
Yeah,
cavern or
yeah.
whatever they call it. Um, so meanwhile, Kenny comes to talk to Boyd, and his bedroom has been pulled apart by Sophia, who clearly did not. I mean, I think she wanted him to know he was there and not just didn't care that she
Hmm.
was there. Because when she left, or they showed her before, like that stuff wasn't all over the place. She pulled his clothes out after, right? Like she had to have.
That's true. Yeah, I
So,
think she did it deliberately
yeah,
to
which,
make them even more confused and upset that the man in yellow's been around the town somewhere and they have no idea who it is.
yeah, and then he can walk right into their house and or well, it's not his house, but it's where yeah, I guess it's his house. It's where he's living. So, but yeah, she definitely wanted them to know it.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
agree.
know, other than trying to scare him, I guess. And he is like, where's the suit? Somebody took the suit. Kenny says, could it have been Victor or Henry? Jade comes in and he's like, forget about the suit. And then they never mention it again.
Right.
But Jade's like, I figured it out. I figured it out. I do like, though, this is where Boyd says maybe the guy it belonged to got tired of walking around naked in the woods.
Hmm.
I like that line.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Jade is coming in and he's like, I know how we're going to get out of here to go to the cave. And so he's going to take them to talk about it. And then we have Sophia here in the Matthews house, which
Yes. Once again, I get mad and seeing her snooping around.
nobody notices, nobody says anything, but at least now they know. So she went in to get the drawings, and I think she plugged the phone back in, I'm guessing, because I think he had unplugged it before.
Oh,
Um,
that would make sense. Yeah.
yeah. So do you think that she went in there looking for the drawings, or do you think she just went in there and found them when she was snooping and was like, interesting?
I think I'm gonna go with she was just snooping around.
Okay. I don't really
That
was just
she
curious.
had no idea. Yeah, yeah, I have no idea either.
I think you might be right. I just wondered what you thought. I hadn't really thought about it till now. What is up
This
with the
was
snoop?
strange. Yeah, I was gonna.
Yes.
Yeah, what's up with the sniffing? She sniffs
Yeah.
the egg. She sniffs, but why would she sniff? What could she get out of sniffing a glass or cup?
I don't know. The only thing I can think, and I don't know that it makes sense, but it's the only connection I can come to, is that some people were saying, I thought she was gonna lick it. That would have been actually weirder, but more interesting.
Hmm.
Um, but some people were saying that potentially the man in yellow, the way he acts with Tabitha later, that maybe he was like a lover of her or something, like one of her lovers in one of the other cycles or something like that. Um, so that's the
Yeah.
only
Okay.
connection I can think of, is maybe like she's looking for something that was Tabitha's. And that is really creepy. That makes no sense, but that's the only thing. Okay, yeah. That's okay. Thank you, Lucas. That's what I was getting at. Combined with how the manual treats Tabitha, I wonder if it was a nasty obsession. I don't know, but yeah,
True.
it's very strange. Or you could be right. She could just be remembering the mug, but she's sniffing it. So I don't know. Maybe she was gonna put poison in it. No, I honestly don't know. Sniffing it for fear pheromones. I like that. Yeah, I honestly do not know. And MGM, your cameo should be coming soon. I did order it. It says it can take up to a week, so still waiting for it. But when I get it, you will get it. Alrighty. And also, if you want a talisman from the first batch, I think you had won the one from the second one that was
Second
from
batch, right? Yeah.
okay, yeah, I thought so. The ones from the first batch, you should have, if you won, you should have gotten by now or should be getting very soon, because they had gone out. The ones that West gave away, I don't think he's sent out yet. Was supposed to send it out this weekend, he said. So those ones you won't have yet. But we'll make sure
Okay.
everybody gets them. Um, yeah, I don't know. Oh, I was gonna say what made me think of that. That's because I was talking about the cameo. That's what made me think of it. So here are the pictures. Yeah, like he made Tom. He took time to make Tom and Randall,
Hmm.
but yeah, no Sophia. There's Jade. I don't know. I mean, there's other people, I'm sure, of the town I hadn't really thought about, but there's the one of the family. Yeah, see, he's not in it, but I wouldn't think you'd draw yourself because he's drawing things to not forget. So,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, he's the one that's alive looking back and needs this
Yeah,
for a reference.
yeah. Manuel was looking for Ethan's drawings to put in the RV, so Tybee acknowledges that the Manuel went inside her house in daylight and took what she wanted. That is a good point. I had
Yeah,
not
so
really
maybe she
thought
did
of that.
know what she was looking for. Yeah.
Maybe just looking for something, anything. Maybe that,
Yeah. It's either that
yeah,
or when she found the drawings, then she formed the plan to
yeah, yeah,
ask Tabitha to meet her out there.
yeah. Uh, yeah, let's see. I lost where I'm at. Okay. Yeah, she gets the drawings. The rest isn't yet. I was getting ahead of myself there. Okay. So then we go back to the peach truck here. And she's trying to get Ethan to go. And she's like, they're working on a plan to get us home. And Ethan's like, but it might not work. You don't know it'll work. Miranda thought she'd get everyone home, but they all died. So how do you know that won't happen again? And this is where she said things are different this time because her and Jade have memories that Miranda didn't have. And she starts talking to Victor, and she's actually being nice to him at this point, where she says Miranda tried so hard she knows because she feels what Miranda felt and knows how much his mother loved him and how badly she wanted to take him home but didn't have the answers. But she has them now. And she says that Miranda led her to the tower and to bring his father there. And that then she realizes and says that Miranda is the reason he gets to go home. And I did like this part. As much as she annoys me, I did like this part. She says,
Yeah, I love this scene. Yeah.
she says, I didn't just come back to free the children. I came back for you, and I'm going to take you home. So yeah, she's like, we're going to go to town. You guys are going to quit drawing because you're not going to be alone ever again because I'm going to be here, and then I'm going to take you home. So yeah, I really like that scene. As much as I don't
Yeah, so
always,
nice that she included Victor, held his hand. She
yeah,
was super sincere. So yeah,
yeah,
that was a great scene. I'm glad
yeah.
she
And
did that.
he seemed to connect to it too, and believed her, hopefully. And yeah, I really like that.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, she is, to be fair, they're kind of telling him, Tabitha's your mother, or Tabitha was your mother, or whatever the way it was they described it to him. And so it's nice she's like trying, to kind of um to do that. Hold on a second. I'm gonna
Hmm.
refix this. I don't think I can tell from the back end anymore. They freaking changed. I don't understand why they changed YouTube on the back end, and I cannot tell from there anymore how many likes there are. I see 22. I see 22 likes, and we've had over 120 some people here. There's more than that here now. You guys aren't hitting like.
Nice.
It takes like a second. Just stop and hit like and let us know what you think, or leave a comment or something. But please make sure you do subscribe as well. Okay, so let's see. I'm gonna mark that from Lucas. Tabby saying she has memories Miranda didn't was laughable. There are things in Miranda's basement drawing that Tabitha hasn't remembered yet. That is true. But I still like the scene. But you're not wrong. Some of those things she hasn't remembered. But yeah, I don't know. I still liked the scene. And we'll put you in the box too.
I love when you guys say that.
Yeah. I don't even know who originally started that. Somebody said it and I just picked up on it and keep saying it. So yeah, he's Victor. I don't know. Do you think he'll listen to it? Do you think he'll quit drawing? I hope so, because I like the idea, but I don't know whether he really will.
Yeah, I think he will. I think he's on board.
Yeah, and I hope it helps him too. I really do, because he has such a hard time, and from everything that's happened to him. We talk about Kenny, but he's had like an even worse time, right? We tend to sometimes forget that. But she promises she won't leave him alone.
Yeah, they
And
can just focus on the future now.
yeah, all right. And then Jade has brought Boyd and Kenny to the bottle tray, and he said,
That's a great still of Jade.
"Yeah." He's like,
This crazy theories and stuff.
yeah, his crazy theory and his crazy hair. He says the whole time I've been focusing on the entrances and exits that are there now, when I should have been thinking about the exit that used to be there, the hole in the ceiling with the roots that formed the symbol. And he says that Victor said the roots became the tree, the bottle tree. And this is where he says we're standing right above the cavern the bones are buried in. So he's saying that Boyd said they couldn't go in because they needed a second exit, and they're going to make one. And Boyd says, "You want to cut it down?" And he says, "No, I want to pull it up by the roots." And his idea is that they can get the truck and the van and attach all the chains they have and use the trees for leverage and pull it out like a stopper in a bottle. And he's saying they can send somebody down to get the bones while the monsters are asleep, block off the chamber, put a talisman up, and while they dig for the bones, there's another team working on the tree. And when the bones are dug out, the tree will be out, and they can bring everybody out that way. And they'll be back by sunset. It's easy peasy. Kenny says it could work. And of course, Boyd is like, yeah, that's not going to work, because what happens if the tree doesn't come out? What happens if the chain breaks? What happens if, what happens if it goes wrong? They're still stuck down there. And he's like, yeah, that's not going to work. And he's like, I want plan B. And I do feel like Boyd was never going to accept anything Jade said, even if it was like a perfect plan, because Jade's right.
I kind of get that. Yeah.
Yeah, because Jade's right. He's like, you told me we had to have a second exit. We can't go in without an exit. I gave you an exit, and now you're like, I want something else. Like he's just so afraid, which I get. He's afraid people are going to die, but he's not willing to take any risks. And he's like, what else do you want from me? Is kind of what he's asking, but he's like, oh, I want a plan B. He said, I'm not going to.
I was wondering why, it's because it sounded like they wanted that. Jade wanted to. It's like they're still working on the tree at the same time as people are down there. Why don't they just pull the tree out first and then go down? I didn't understand that part.
I'm kind of assuming that they're afraid the monsters will come up, but I don't know. I really don't know the answer to that.
Yeah, or if they do it during the day, they don't come out during the day, right? So get that tree pulled out of the ground and moved while there's daylight still, and then go down. I don't know.
That's not a bad idea. I don't know. I just assumed like it wouldn't be closed anymore, but I guess it really doesn't matter if it's during the day, because you're right. Can they come up during? I mean, the other thing is, though, I've kind of wondered before, like, are we assuming they can't come up during the day? They don't, but they've been awake during the day. So sometimes I wonder, like, is that just when they choose to sleep, or I don't know, but I think that's probably right. They probably can't. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, but yes, his idea was we'll get the bones. Somebody will get the bones. Somebody pulls the tree out at the same time.
He's like, by that time they get the bones, the tree will be out. Well, why not just make sure the tree's out first?
Yeah,
that's what I didn't understand.
Really good. Yeah, no, I don't know. I don't have an answer to that, but that's a good question. It does.
And then I thought about them dragging the tree out, and I thought about the tree that's in the middle of the road. And does this end up being that tree?
Yeah.
Does it all connect?
Yeah, no, I thought somebody said that in the chat.
Made me think. Did they? Okay, good. For some reason, it just made me think of that. It's like, what if this tree ends up being the one in the road somehow?
I'm not sure. I thought that's what they were saying. I didn't read it well enough, and I should have read it better. But yeah, I saw that earlier today, like about the whole bootstrap oh, there it is.
Yeah, it's like a paradox or something.
Yeah, the bootstrap paradox, and saying like, is that the tree, and did they cause everything? I did see that earlier. I don't know where it was in the chat. I saw it on Facebook too. But
oh, cool.
But yeah, that I like that. I think that is a
that
really
would be weird.
idea. It would be weird. but the tree, I mean, yeah, because it's still a magic tree. I guess it wouldn't matter if it was different all the time. But I don't know. What do you think though about this? I feel like no matter anything, this is definitely a bad idea because if the boy in white said don't cut down the tree, I feel like pulling the tree up is just as bad, and it's a no-no.
Yeah,
I don't know.
that's true. I agree. I forgot the boy in white said that. So
Yeah,
yeah, I'm with you on that. Yeah, this is a bad idea.
I think it's a very, very bad idea. But yeah, I don't know. I'm worried if they take it off. Like I said, like can they come out somehow? But yeah,
Hmm.
it would have to be at night, I guess, and they can come out at night anyway. So I'm not sure. Yeah, that is a really good point that I had not thought of. They should do it during the day. I thought that too, but remember when Tabitha opened up a hole to the tunnels in season one, it might not stay open. You know what though? That might be another way out though. Isn't it still there? I mean, like that house is still collapsed, right? It still goes down into the
Wow.
tunnel.
Did you just come up with the backup plan?
Yeah, maybe. Maybe you unintentionally did, Lucas.
Lucas just, yeah, came up with a
Yeah,
backup plan for Boyd. Nice.
yeah, interesting. That's why I keep saying like I'm surprised they haven't done anything with the door, but that's not directly into the cavern. That is closer to the cavern. I think it was pretty close to the main cavern. So that yeah, I don't know. But yeah, you might have came up with a backup plan. You're right. That might be the answer. Um, Victor tried to cut the tree down. The boy in white popped up. Will it pop up as well? We might see him again.
You
I feel like
should.
we might. Yeah, I feel like we might. AJ, I don't know that AJ hates Bootstrap Paradox. I think AJ hates a Bootstrap Paradox
Does
if
he?
it's not done right. I
Yeah,
wouldn't say he hates
true.
because AJ loves 12 Monkeys, and I mean, obviously, some of
Okay.
that kind of. I mean, I don't know. That's not exactly Bootstrap Paradox, but yeah, I think he just doesn't like time travel when it's not done right. Um,
Yeah, I
is what
totally agree. It's got to
yeah,
be done right. Makes
because I
sense.
mean, he likes Doctor Who too, and timey-wimey. That doesn't always make sense, but it's still done well. That would be my caveat there. All right. Yes, there's a door in the basement of the church, and that's what I was saying. And there's a door now we know in the basement of Colony House, but
Okay.
it's not directly in the chamber though. But I do think that the collapsed house was pretty damn close to that chamber, if not right there. So yeah, that's very interesting that I had not thought of. All right. So, yeah, Boyd's like, I need a plan B. I think he had no intention of listening to Jade. I don't think he ever would. But he said, I'm not going to send people down on a hope and a prayer that they pull the magic tree out by its roots and that it'll work. And he says, landscaping is not a plan. I love what he yells at because it's just ridiculous. Like, landscaping.
Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah. And he stomps off a little upset. Don't cut down the tree, dig a hole and leave.
Yeah, don't mess with the roots. Yeah.
Yeah, they fall down so you can climb out. Since light is falling into the hole, the monsters won't go up the light. If they can't go into the light, which I feel like is an assumption, but if they can't go into the light, then yes, you could be right. But my only question is, how do you dig a hole into a cave? Like it's rock, right? Like you'd have to dig under the tree, I would think, not like just in the ground. I don't know.
Maybe. Yeah.
But yeah, you can't dig through.
Don't think the top of the cave could be all dirt.
Yeah, if they do, but they'd have to dig. That's what I'm saying. They'd have to dig under the tree, the hole closed up. That's what I meant. The Talon doesn't like when you do that. Yeah, I don't know, but I definitely think they'd have to dig right under the tree if they were going to dig, because you can't dig through a rock wall. That won't work.
Gotcha.
Okay, let's see where to go. Okay, so he goes off, and then he hears Kenny, and he sees Kenny. I didn't have a picture of him being shot, but he sees Kenny get shot and he falls and he tries to help him. And then Kenny is dead. They killed Kenny. At least I can say that now
Funny.
without being upset he's dead. So yeah, what did you think of this? I feel like at the very beginning, I was a little worried because of the way they made it seem like Kenny was going to die. But pretty quickly, I feel like I knew it was a hallucination. Like they're not going to
really quickly.
all the characters.
Once I started seeing everybody else.
Yeah, then it's like an absolutely, they're not going to kill them all. But I really like thought it was cool. I liked the hallucination, as weird as that sounds,
It
because it's like
was.
all
I was
audience,
trying to
but it
see
was
if his
cool.
Parkinson's were acting up or if he was shaking, like Christy said
Um,
before. Just have they got
yeah,
to that point already? That conversation?
yeah, they did,
We
and
talked about that earlier, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
we
So I was trying
did.
to see if we could tell that
I didn't think
associated with
to,
his vision,
yeah, I didn't think to look. I'll have to later rewatch that
but I
because
didn't
now
see anything.
no, I didn't notice it anyway, but I wasn't looking. Um, this is the man leading the town. Oh, yes, he's having issues. That is true.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Okay. The collapsed house is nowhere near the chamber under the bottle tree, which is way out. Okay, that's a good point. You're right. The house is nowhere near the forest, but why am I thinking where they fell looked like it was near the chamber? They fell at the wall with the paintings on it, right? Am I wrong?
The cave, kind of cave
Yeah,
drawing paintings.
the cave painting with that had like the thing that people thought was Smiley coming back to life, like all those paintings. I was thinking that that the whole thing with the egg and the sacrifice took there, which is I think why I'm thinking it's the same place, but I think it's just the painting of it. I don't think it actually took place there. So I think you're right. Yeah, I guess it's nowhere near it because yeah, it's gonna be that's true. Like it's gonna be where I mean there it's all in town. It can't be near this.
Don't think
So
so. You don't think there could be tunnels underneath the town?
oh, I definitely think
Tunnels
there's
all
tunnels.
throughout,
Yes.
interconnecting.
Yes, I think there's tunnels all underneath the town. I think a lot of the buildings have doors like the church does, like Colony House does, but are they near the chamber? I don't know.
Okay.
Yes, 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 yes. That's what I'm talking about, right near the birthing chamber. Okay, so the birthing chamber and the sacrifice chamber are two different chambers. That's what I was getting mixed up
Okay.
at.
I got names for him now. All right.
Yes. No, because that was what I was thinking of as the birthing chamber, but I guess you're right. That's not where the stones were, so that wouldn't be where they were sacrificed. It couldn't be. Yeah. All right. Thanks, MGM. You're right. All right.
We get to
Yeah.
see Abby again.
Yes, we get to see Abby again. So he's having this weird hallucination. He sees his wife killed his son this time, and then she's got blood pouring out of her mouth. So yeah, I think and I think it's very fairly obvious that this hallucination is kind of, I guess, I mean, I would say that it's kind of a manifestation of him being worried he's going to get everybody killed. Um, but it's also
Yeah,
to do
good
with
point.
but it's also, just his trauma. I think it's a bit of both. Um,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, a
yeah,
little of both.
he's definitely not in a good place. That's for sure. He should not. I've said before, I think Donna should take over, but now that she had a heart attack, I don't know about that. But
I know, right?
yeah. Yes, you're right. Whoops. You're right. It could go 1,000 different places from here. I feel like maybe we'll get a better idea at the end of the season where it's headed, but there are a lot of different ways it could go. Yeah.
That's what I love about the show. I love being able to theorize, and no matter how dumb it sounds, or
Yeah.
just being
Yeah.
able to talk about it with people and hear people's different thoughts and theories. I
Yeah.
love that.
No, me too. Me too. And I feel like a lot of times I have not thought of things until I start listening to you guys in the chat and I'm like, that's really smart. And then I get more theories and it goes that way. Yes, I have seen Westworld. Did you watch Westworld?
No, I missed it.
It's
And
a
I
good
had it
show.
on my Netflix. Like back when we could get DVDs from them, actual discs, and then
Oh
they got
yeah.
rid of it. And then for some reason, HBO got rid of Westworld in
Yeah.
their lineup. So I'm never gonna be able to watch it. I don't know.
It's
Maybe
on,
if
you
I
can buy
buy
the
it.
DVDs. Yeah, you can buy the DVDs because I have
Okay.
the first season.
Yeah, I know I'll love that show because that's right up my alley. I love sci-fi and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So
Yeah, I really
yeah,
like that
I'm
show.
bummed that I never got to watch it.
Yeah, but yes, there's definitely DVDs because there was like a Black Friday
Okay.
sale or something. That was why I had gotten but yeah, the first season was you're right, David. The first season was better than the other seasons, but it was still
Everybody seems to say that. Yeah,
yeah. Well, that's true of a lot of shows though, to be fair.
that's true.
All right. So Henry, goes to the rocks that Victor made. He's talking to his wife, and he's kind of asking for help from her. And he does say it makes more sense that his brain was fried on acid than everything else going on here. And he's
It
not
does.
wrong.
And
He's
I feel
not.
like he's handling this really well. He's like the way
Yeah.
that he's thinking about things, even though it's making him crazy.
Yeah, he's not doing too bad, but his drinking's getting worse. So that's the only thing.
Mhm.
But yeah, he's not going quite as crazy as he maybe could be. So I guess there's that.
Yeah.
But he says this place is, so nice. Victor's got a shirt and a tie, and they've got a grandson. Eloise is on a plane. But he says, could he really be lost all that time? And could this just be how he's going to go home? I don't know if somebody can be in a coma for 40 years. I don't know like enough about that kind of thing to know if they would be kept would or could
Mhm.
be kept alive that long. Um, but it also could be less time and feels like 40 years, I guess. Um, I had told this story the one week. I don't know if you were here when I told it, but I had told this on the show. I saw this thing I don't remember where I saw it, but it was a news site. It was, as far as I know, real. It was about a woman who had been in a coma for, I think, like a year or something. I mean, it wasn't 4 years or whatever, but she had to get like grief counseling because she had a whole life while she was dreaming in her coma and thought that she was married and had kids, and like none of it was true, and not that much time had passed. So I assume if that was real and not just clickbait, I mean, I don't know, it was supposed to be real, that it would
Yeah.
be possible. But could you actually be in a coma for 40 years? I wouldn't think that would happen, but yeah, I don't.
Yeah, I
I don't
wonder.
know.
Yeah, I remember you saying that story. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah,
And they did
I
mention, I think they
did.
mentioned that he might have been, like, coming in and out of this coma pretty often,
Yeah, maybe
not
that's
just
true.
now, like, so he technically wasn't out for 40 years. Maybe they could bring him in and out of it like they did with the music and stuff like
Yeah,
that, so
yeah. I
that
don't know.
made
It's
me
interesting though.
believe it a little bit more.
Yeah, I wish I had kept that story. And yes, it is a trope in medical shows. That's why I'm saying I don't know. Maybe they could be in TV. They can be. That's for sure.
Right.
Do you think this Henry plot ends up with him taking multiple lives like Abby, or him going directly to Victor since he believes he had a grandson now, making this Fromville Victor a fake one? You know, it makes me, I'll tell you what it does make me wonder, Fletcher, if um, Boyd's wife had always intended to shoot Ellis. Like, I kind of assumed before when we saw the scene, like Ellis was just like another person there and that she would have shot anybody, but it makes me wonder that she had always intended to shoot him. I,
Okay.
I but I don't know. I said before, I think that I've thought that that's what this is, that it seems like the whole Abby thing, but I also question that
Yeah.
it happened 2 times in the cycle. So I don't know. I don't know. What do you think? You have any other thoughts?
No, same. I hope it doesn't happen like that. And yeah,
Yeah.
like you said, if they just talk to each other, if they would just
Yeah.
talk and tell each other what's going through their heads.
Yeah.
So I
And you
hope that, he does, yeah, like Fletcher said, yeah, talk to Victor
yeah.
instead
You
of,
know,
like, letting this take over for him and, yeah, going Abby's route.
the only thing I'm thinking though is they do need to I said earlier, they kind of need to cut down on the cast. They could get rid of like a lot of this humongous cast doing that. Um, I
That's
don't think
true.
they will, but they could. Henry will believe that Fromville is not real. He will try to disconnect himself and probably others before he gets stopped.
Hope so.
Was he, was he in a coma for 40 years? He might have been dissociating and having an altered state of consciousness. Yeah,
Like,
I don't
yeah,
know.
similar to, yeah, what I was trying to say.
Yeah, no, you know what I'd say, Kimberly, too? I'm curious if Lori maybe knows some answer to some of that, like with the dissociation and stuff, but I don't know. Would fall for the coma visions. If it was Henry, it does make the most logical sense, at least until the nurse starts talking about eliminating anchors.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I would be inclined to believe that over this crazy ass town too. uh Nurses to destroy the anchor. That would be Victor. Yes.
Yeah. Who's the anchor? Is it Boyd? Victor?
Yeah, I'm assuming Victor, but she didn't actually say that. But
Himself?
yeah, it could be himself. Yeah, maybe he's got to
Take
jump off the
yourself
roof.
out of the situation. Yeah.
Yeah, interesting. I don't know. But he is trying to go back, and he ends up back again. His grandson is playing the song to get him there. I don't think I was able. I want to see if I got. I don't think I got.
Yeah, those are the
the-
2 pictures I was talking about back there from last week.
Yeah,
There's a couple on the bottom picture, there's a couple of trees on each side in there. The way they're drawn, they look a little bit like a talisman,
yeah, they kind of
just
did.
that stick with a couple lines.
I was trying to see if this other picture in his house was the same, but I don't think it's actually that one's
Oh,
actually.
yeah, if you can find them in the house,
Yeah,
that'd be
this is
cool.
the one. Let me show you. This is the one that I have, but I don't actually think it's the same photo. I think it's similar, and it looks like it was maybe drawn by the same person, but I don't think it's the
Right.
same picture. Because both of the other
Mhm.
pictures kind of look Egyptian, like they're going like this.
Yeah, it's
See?
that kinda, yeah,
Yeah,
style and drawing.
yeah. Okay, let me see. We have the clock. We have, hold on. I'm trying to see. I have, okay.
Yeah, I haven't seen this clock that you guys are talking about.
Yeah, I'm seeing if it's in, if I can find it in this picture in one of these. Crap. There it is. There's that clock
Oh,
behind Victor there. And if you look, same clock.
wow, okay.
So yeah, I
Yeah.
definitely think these are pulled from his memory. Bits and pieces.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, this
Anybody
doctor,
think that the doctor was the ballerina girl?
everybody says that. It's not the
Anybody
same
say that?
actor.
Yeah, I know, it's a different actress, right?
Yes,
But
it
what
does
if
look like
the
her,
just
though.
like production gets a different car, they don't care about that. What if they couldn't get the same actress?
You could be, I mean, you could be totally right, but it's not the same actress. That's all I'll say is I know it's not the same
Right.
actress. But yeah, I don't know. But it does look a lot like her. I'll give people that. It does look a lot like her.
Yeah.
But this is where she says that you need to focus. You're getting stronger. If you want to stay, there's some things you need to do. Your mind craves what is familiar, and you've lived in the delusion for too long in this place you believe is real, and that you have to just saying it's not real isn't enough. You have to forcibly disconnect from whatever is anchoring you to that version of reality. You have to eliminate that anchor. So, yes, either him, I would say it's either himself or Victor. Um, I had kind of assumed Victor, but now that you guys are
Mhm.
saying himself, I
That would
had
go
no,
along with, yeah, why Abby was trying to
yeah,
shoot her own son.
yeah. But I could also see him trying to, yeah, like jump off the
Yeah, he could
building.
be the anchor of his own
Yeah,
nightmare.
interesting. Yeah, I had not thought of that till today. But anyway, yeah, she says that you have to disconnect, and then their internet disconnects because the I'm being sarcastic, but he lost the Wi-Fi, and
Yeah.
supposedly that's why he gets knocked back out. Um, let's see. Kimberly says, I think he's going to do what Abby did and kill anyone, and then put someone like Ethan in harm, and Victor will stop him and kill him to save Ethan. I have heard that theory, and it was probably from you that I heard it, Kimberly, when we were talking.
That's a good one, yeah.
Yeah, maybe with Henry's death and all the drama that comes with that is when the Lake of Tears will become a thing, thanks to Tears' character. Okay, I gotta ask you guys something before I forget. Now that she mentioned that, because I wrote it down. Did you guys know? And look, I'm awful at history and geography, so I would not be the person
Same.
that would know. But wait, hold on, I lost where it was. There is, shit, where the hell did I put it? Hold on, I gotta find where I put it. Oh no! Oh, there it is. There is a real place called the Gateway of Tears or the Gate of
Really?
Tears. I wasn't listening to, somebody in my family was listening to the news on the radio. I hate listening to that. And it was talking about, I think was it Palestine? I don't know. It was over in the Middle East. And they said Gate of Tears. And I looked it up and it is a place, but I'm not going to remember what it was.
Okay.
It's the English translation of Bab al-Mandab. So it's a crucial maritime strait between Yemen and the Middle East in Djibouti, and I'm probably murdering these names, Eritrea in the Horn of Africa. It connects the Red Sea to the Gulf of Aden and the Indian Ocean. It's one of the world's most important and heavily transited shipping checkpoints. I just thought it was really interesting because I'm like, that sounds a lot like the Lake of Tears. I mean, it kind of.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, it also has folklore. It says an Arab legend attributes the name to the tragic number of people who drowned during an ancient earthquake that separated the Arabian Peninsula from the Horn of Africa. So I don't know. Interesting tidbit of, I guess, real geography. But since I heard it, I'm like, wait, what? So I thought they said the Lake of the Tears. I'm like, I didn't hear about it.
I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah. And thank you, Dieter. I appreciate that. Dieter put up the Squawking Dead link so people can click on that.
Oh, thanks. Well. Appreciate it.
That out. Let's see. All right. So let me go back to where I was. Okay. So yeah, that stuff is in his room. He already went over that. Okay. So he is very upset and trying to figure out what to do and asking his wife for help. Then we go back to Fatima here. They start asking her different things, and she says she feels fine other than the marks and the cold sensation is gone. But she does ask Marielle about what she was talking about, what she could try to do to control it. And although at first she tries to listen to Christine, doesn't tell her, eventually she does, and she says there are a few things they can try. And then Christy takes her out of the room to talk to her and gets mad at her again. But then
I thought Christy was just gonna bitch and complain to her around the corner.
Yeah.
But
she says her blood pressure and heart rate are so low. Her blood pressure, I did write it down because I figure people want to know the numbers. Her blood pressure is 53/33, and her heart rate was 19 beats per minute. So yeah, those are definitely dead amounts that you can't be still. Whoops, I left that thing on. Can't be alive with. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to say about that other than, like I said, Fatima's idea of, does that mean she's turning into something? Does it mean she's dying? I don't know. I mean, I tend to believe what she says, but at the same time, I tend to think that makes it too obvious if it's what she says.
Yeah, she feels fine. That makes me not think that she's dying. Makes me think more that she's turning into something.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, she probably would be sick.
Feels fine at the moment, at least.
If she was just going to drop over dead. Okay, let's see. What if Christy will be nightmarish Fatima's first victim? Maybe. And you're right, Lucas. At least her heart's still beating.
That's true.
Christy and Ellis are competing for the most annoying character in the episode.
I agree.
Yeah. And I know it does mean that Fletcher isn't crazy. No, I said, hey, I've told you, Fletcher, I keep my theories to what they were when I first saw the stuff. When I came to this episode, I agreed with you. But before seeing this episode, I didn't think that, which is why I didn't say it till this episode. And yes, I knew it before now, but I could not say that. So, but yes, I do agree with you now that that's what the case is. And you did see it way before me. So that's a good job that you saw it. Why would she become a monster just because of the connection? Yeah, I guess. I guess.
Definitely something.
Yeah.
You can't be having these veins and feeling the cold and without something happening.
Yeah, something's going on, that's for sure. Doc Rock says at least Fatima can still go dig up Tilly when she gets hungry. We don't know where Tilly is. Maybe she ate Tilly.
Yeah, they need to address that.
Fatabahu says Tabitha should have taken backup with her to the woods, at least follow the manual for this. Okay, we're not to that yet. I probably should have saved that.
Yeah, she should have, but yeah.
I try to, when I see people I don't recognize, make sure they put their thing up. But also, we do have a lot of people tonight I haven't recognized. So thank you to new people who are here. Make sure that you join our Discord so you can find out when we have different shows coming up and our interviews coming out and all that good stuff. And if you missed my announcement earlier, the interview with Julia Doyle, who plays Sophia, is up on our video tab if you have not watched that yet. And if you haven't, you should. It's good interview, fun interview. All righty. So I lost where I was at now. Okay, so yes, her heart rate and her blood pressure are crazy low, and she should be dead.
Yeah, this is a big reveal.
Yeah,
Of something to come.
Yeah, I'm definitely worried for her what is coming. But what that means, I don't know. Hutcher says, what would it mean if Smiley was becoming human? Just kill every creature, have them rebirth, and wait till they become normal when the townspeople turn into creatures themselves. I don't know. No, I don't think they could do it to all of them, but I don't know. That was just my instant thought when I said that. I thought, well, Fatima's maybe becoming more monster and maybe he's becoming more human. Doesn't mean completely. I don't know. That was my idea. Straight Edge Junkie says, why would Fatima become a monster? Because she technically gave up her kid. That's the trigger. She was pregnant before Smiley entered her. She sacrificed her kid. I have a life for life. I have seen this theory, but I don't know. Do you consider it a sacrifice if she didn't want it to happen? I feel like a sacrifice implies that you gave it up yourself, like that you wanted that or didn't want that.
Oh, yeah, true. Right, she wasn't in on it at all.
Yeah.
That baby was stolen from her.
Yeah. But I do like the idea of that. It's interesting. I don't know that it makes sense to me, but I like where you're kind of going with it. And it is a life for a life. So maybe, tricked into
sacrifice.
Me too. That's a way it could be a way to look at it, Fletcher.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Now let's see. So we don't know what's going on. Is the answer to all this. We'll hopefully find out in the next 2 episodes.
Yeah.
All right. Now we have, let's see. Okay, so the only part about this is that Victor said he's going to go see Donna. And she'll meet him there. But she goes in the house and the phone rings. Uh-oh.
Yeah, once that rang, yeah. The big uh-ohs.
Yeah. And it is Thomas. Says it's Thomas, but we know it's the man in yellow. It says to come to the RV or he'll hurt Julie and Ethan. And it worked. It got him there.
It did.
Said that this was recommended. Well, I appreciate that by Real Enigmas. Thank you. Wow. That's great. That's why I'm said I'm seeing so many new people here I haven't seen tonight. I'm glad you guys checked out the channel and I hope you enjoyed it. Let us know, leave comments after, let us know what you thought. So I don't know, were you I'm trying to think how to ask. I was gonna say, were you surprised by the phone call? I mean, you knew as soon as it happened it was him though, right?
Yeah, definitely.
But it was still kind of cool. Right?
Yeah, we hadn't had the phone ring in a while, so
yeah.
It surprised me.
And I thought it was kind of cool. Even yeah, sure, Bill. I just I knew it was not surprising, but I liked it. It's just kind of like last week with I talked about with the monster when Kenny stabbed him with the totem. I never at any point thought it was going to work, but I still loved the scene, even though I knew he was going to do that, right? Or at least I felt.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So yeah. Hey, Lori, welcome. I was hoping Jim was calling. That I hadn't.
Me too.
I hadn't thought of that. That would have been cool. Although it still could have been the man in yellow, even if it was Jim, right?
I know it'd be hard to believe, yeah, but it would have been nice. Hey, I'm opening up some cabinets in your house.
Yes, yeah. They haven't gone back to that yet.
Yeah, they need to go back to that.
They do need to go back to that. But also make sure, got a lot of people tonight that have channels. Make sure you check out Real Cinema Therapy as well. Lori has a From show on Wednesday nights, I believe, with Jen, who's our co-host on our Widow's Bay show. So check out their
okay.
Well,
will do.
Yes, we got lots of. I've been trying to start listening to some of the other shows, making time to try to to check out all these different places. There's so many different rum shows.
Hmm.
Um, I'm annoyed they don't tell the townspeople about all the supernatural stuff in their houses. Did I miss a meeting they all had? At this point, it's a normal Tuesday occurrence for her.
Yeah. No, that's the one thing we keep saying. They need to talk to each other. If everybody would just tell each other about their different experiences and stuff like that, maybe they can come up with an answer even faster.
Yeah. Yeah, I wish they would talk to each other more. I agree, but I am glad that they're starting to do that, right? Like, it may not
Yeah.
be perfect, but they've been starting to do that. That and I really did. I got to turn my camera off a second. I
Hmm.
really did like that they did that this season a lot. Like I said, even though Sophia's maybe there finding it out the stuff as well, which kind of ruined it a little bit, but
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah. I want them to talk about, they never talk too much about the past. Like, did everybody try and go move the tree? Should they
Mm,
all go out there like together? And you assume they've done all this because they're not trying anything anymore. So you just assume it, but we don't know what they've tried. It'd just be nice to know.
yeah,
We've heard about them going out during the day, venture, but they couldn't go too far because you only have so much daylight.
mhm.
Stuff like that. I want to know.
No, yeah. I mean, I feel like some of the stuff they're doing they haven't done before because that's kind of the point of like what the man in yellow was saying. But there's a lot of things they need to do because I kind of with going off of what you said, I still think that they should try to go further like in the woods or whatever and see how far they can get. Like I know before they
Yeah.
took a tent and it didn't work out as well, but maybe find something better than the tent to do it and take a talisman and try to get further because how do they know? Maybe there is an edge to it. Um, Chocobudu also said Tabitha should have told someone she was going to the RV.
Yeah. Totally agree.
But she was probably like worried more about her kids than about herself. But
Yeah.
she should have. I totally agree. She should have. She definitely should have. Yes, we need more story walking. The other thing is you talk
Yes.
about them talking about what's going on, and I've said this before, but I just really wish that like Julie needs to get in these conversations because I feel like if she had a conversation with these people and knew about the man in yellow, then she'd be like, oh, maybe because I feel like since she gave up on story walking, she's not sure it's real or whatever, I guess. Like because
Hmm.
Randall didn't believe her. And I feel like if she heard them talking, oh, the man in yellow, she'd be like, oh, I saw the man in yellow, and then they could go from there.
Exactly. Yeah.
But
Boom. They would have
yeah,
something to go on.
yeah, but it has not happened. Uh, justice for Tabitha. I got Karen back. Oh, that's so funny. I hate Tim Benjamin says
Oh,
Tabitha's a terrible mother. Look, I don't love Tabitha's mother either. I know not everybody, meaning Karen, agrees with that, but yeah, I did
I
like
guess
her.
she did just leave again. Yeah.
She did, but I do like her in this
But
episode. But yeah, she
kind of
did
had to.
kind of take off. But to be fair, she was only leaving because whoops, I just closed my window. Hold on. To be fair, she was leaving because like he threatened her kids, right?
Yeah.
So there's that. Uh if Julie told Tabitha about her story walking ability, Tabitha would try to stop her. That is also true. That is very true. But she could tell somebody, or at least tell them about the man in yellow. Like, but I guess how would she tell it without telling about the story walking? So yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. All right. So she has been told to go to the RV. But meanwhile, we have Kotri here.
Yay. Get another
It's nice to
Cautry
see Kotri.
scene.
Very, yes, very nice to see Kotri again. I'm starting to more and more agree with people. I do think it's might really be him. I'm hesitant,
Yeah,
but
I wanted to say that too.
yeah,
He seems
start.
sincere. Doesn't seem like Sophia's like making this happen. I think he's really there and you're like a trapped soul, like people have said.
Yeah, and I don't think I agree with you. I think he seems like he's trying to be helpful. I And it also makes me think Marielle might be right, like you're saying about the trap souls. At the beginning of the season, I kind of didn't want to believe her because I just thought it seemed too much like just the man in yellow was making her see and hear stuff. But I'm starting to think that we might be supposed to believe it. Tabitha needs more confidence, but not in the I'm going to go to the woods myself type. Yeah, she should have told somebody. I totally agree. But okay, so Cautry, well, I love how like he followed him right into the like he reappeared inside the post or the sheriff's office.
Yeah, that was cool.
It annoyed him. It was great. But yeah, he follows him, and this is where he says that no plan for you of Jade's is ever going to be good enough, and you have to get over the fact you killed your wife, except it was the only choice you had. Nothing could have saved her. And it's the same thing that you have to accept that this plan, no matter how great a plan you get, you're going to lose people. This isn't about saving everybody. This is about saving as many people as you can. And that when he shot Abby, he saved Ellis. If they go down and collect the bones, they're going to lose some people, but it could save even more people. And then he says, so suck it up, make a choice, and live with it. I love Cautry.
Same here.
I feel like I want to say I'd like to see him more often, but I feel like if he was there all the time, it wouldn't be as impactful. So, yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
But I do like hearing from him, and like I said, yeah, I'm believing more that it's him. Yes, you're right. The Yankui kids have definitely been trapped there, Fletcher. But I'm talking about like everybody else. Whoops. I think it's Cautry, since he does not know everything that Boyd knows, i.e. when he asked Cautry if he remembers what Donna said to him. Yeah, they tend to use that trick to tell you when somebody's not real. Like when they know like only what's in their own head or whatever, and he does seem to not know everything. So I would agree with that.
Okay. Yeah, I'm with that.
Yeah. Like I said, I didn't necessarily believe that before, but coming on. Starting to think Cautry is a boy in white trying to talk to certain people with friendly faces. That's interesting. Interesting.
Yeah, it could be. That's true.
Definitely could be. But we keep hearing about Marielle and the trapped souls. Like I said, I'm coming around. All right. So Boyd, I'm gonna start that there. So yeah, he tells Boyd he's got to make a choice. Is what and he's getting more and more upset. He starts like slamming the drawer, I think, or something. I forget. And then Tabitha goes to the RV. Thank you, Dieter. That's appreciated. It's hard for me to multitask enough to put links up and do this. So thank you. I make sure you put up everybody's put up.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so
check them out
as well.
Please.
Yes. Choco says, I don't like how Tabitha is trying to reassure Ethan they are safe. At this point, it's late to keep him naive. I feel like two ways about this. Because I do see the side of she should tell him the truth, but I also see the side of she's a mother and she doesn't want him to be scared. So yeah, I kind of see both sides of that. I don't know. What do you think?
The same, a little bit more with Choco Beauty's point of view. Like I think Ethan's a little bit past the point of to think that he's naive. I think he can take anything now. So you just tell him how it is and try and prepare him like Victor wants to do.
True. I mean, he didn't seem scared, right? He was using the idea of let him know what to do and then I'll be fine. So
plus he's like 6 feet tall now.
True. It's tall walls. All right. So Tabby does go down to the RV and we have all the we can see all of them here. I didn't even notice we could. Hold on. Okay, so that's Father Cautry. That is Sarah and Nathan. I see Donna. I don't know who these people are. That's his family. Tom, Randall. I I don't know who these ones were. I forget. Victor and Henry, maybe. I don't know. Whoa, did not mean to do that. Merry-go-round, I guess.
Yeah.
Somebody's name who starts with a J that I'm blanking. I don't know. I'm blanking now. Maybe Christine Brown. I don't know. I was just seeing how many of them were there, but you can't really. It's not that clear. It's not high enough resolution. Tian
Right.
Chen. Yeah, Kenny was in the picture with Tian Chen's with Kenny.
Okay.
I know that much. Let's see. MGM says maybe similar to how Man in Yellow can use the voices with trapped souls, Boy in White can also use them more benignly. It is possible, MGM. Bruce Lee says Tabby should be focusing on what not to do, how to avoid repeating the steps of the past. What does she do? She's making sure to repeat the mistakes of the past.
Mm-hmm.
You're not wrong. She does do a lot of the same things. Yeah. Oh, but no, it couldn't have been. I was going to say the J. The J wouldn't have been Jim or Julie because they were in the other picture. Okay. So we see the Man in Yellow finally here.
Yes.
Yes.
He's
finally.
back. He's transformed.
He has transformed back. He had his suit. He had maybe teeth. I don't know. We don't know because we don't know. But he has his suit. He's able to transform back. And so this whole scene was so bizarre and creepy. He thanks her for coming. He's like, I didn't know if you would. And he says, do you know who I am? Oh, you haven't remembered that part yet. So it's definitely somebody she knows. Like I said earlier, I think that it did not seem like the way her kid would treat her, which is the only reason. Because when I first watched this, I was thinking, or not first watched this, when I first watched it during the watch party, I was kind of thinking maybe they were right about it being Ethan. But then the more I watched, I thought, no, because he doesn't act like her kid would. He acts too. Yeah, I don't think Ethan would act like that. I don't think Ethan would kiss his mother's hand. It's just weird. So I'm going to say it's somebody she knows, somebody who liked her, maybe somebody who was, I don't know. I mean, could he be, me saying that, I'm wondering, could he be like one of the Jades? But I don't know that makes any sense. But yeah, I don't know. Unless he's like, maybe he's a version. I don't think everybody's reincarnating. I'm just spitballing, but I'm thinking maybe he's like Henry. Who knows? But yeah, he's somebody who knows her. We don't know why, but she hasn't remembered. And this is where he says, Jim died where you're standing. He was so brave. I really liked him. And I kept one of his teeth. Now, got to talk about that.
Okay.
I just want to know, what do you think about that when he said that? I'm curious if you thought the same thing I did.
I just think that he collects them like trophies, like we were saying before, like a serial killer.
That is also true. He does. I do think he collects them like a serial killer. But I don't know, to me, and I don't know this is the case, but to me, it made me think, because we've been talking about, does he need teeth to transform? It makes me think that maybe that wasn't Jim earlier in this season, that if he had his tooth, that he turned into Jim and wants to know about the Lake of Tears. I'm curious if other people agree with that, but that was like my thought. And I did not think of that till I rewatched it today. When I was
who wasn't Jim? How far back?
Yeah. No, Jim this season with Ethan, when he came to see Ethan about the Lake of Tears in the beginning of the season.
Oh, like that wasn't a vision? That could have been.
It could have been him as Jim.
Okay.
That's what to me it is.
Yeah. That whole scene, the thing with that is, though, when Jim looks around a couple of times, and that like makes me think, that's always made me think that he was like maybe in another dimension or another timeline, because it looks like he sees something in the distance. A couple of times he looks around, so
he does look around like somebody's coming, or he's looking for something.
Yeah, like maybe he sees Julie over there or something, but something we can't see.
Yeah.
But
no, yeah, I agree with that.
I like your idea. Yeah, it could have been just the Man in Yellow playing a trick on Ethan and wanting him to find something for him for some reason.
It's just interesting because this whole time since then, I know Scarlet kept saying that it's not Jim, it's not Jim, and I thought it was Jim, although she thought it was a boy in white. But I
Mhm.
don't know. When I watched the scene again today, I'm like, that tooth, like, why would he tell her about the tooth? I mean, maybe it's just to scare her. I don't know, but it just to me seems kind of significant, and that it could potentially be that. Yes,
I like
Doug.
that more than just saying, just scaring her.
Yeah, I don't. Fletcher says confirmation manual getting Jim's tooth. Ethan Lake of Tears journey led to bringing up the giant dolls and Roger doll. So was that really Jim or Man in Yellow using the tooth to impersonate Jim to manipulate Ethan? Yeah, I don't know. That was, yeah. I didn't think of it till today, so, but now I'm questioning it. So glad to see Doug in the scene. He was scary and funny at the same
Yeah.
time. Weird monster type. He was really funny. I agree. Like he was funny too. I did like this scene a lot. Petty says Tabitha is not even scared. I thought she looked scared.
Mhm.
I
She was holding it together pretty well until he
she was
left and she
holding it
crouched on
together.
the ground like, so
Yeah,
I
she's
see
definitely
what
holding it together.
Petty's talking about.
Yeah, she's definitely holding it together, but I don't know. I thought she seemed scared. Tabitha needs a mushroom chip to remember ASAP, maybe while Julie's smoking with her too, and they can hash out the mom
Mhm.
and daughter strained relationship. I don't foresee that happening, but yeah,
Right. But yeah, if Jay can see stuff on a mushroom trip, yeah, why not Tabitha?
why not? Yeah, hey, Miranda took
Might as well
acid,
try it.
so um,
True.
maybe the man in yellow is Tabitha and Jade, OG father, and they were actually brothers instead of a couple. Anything is possible. Yeah, I don't know about that, Fletch. That's a little more off for me. I don't know. But hey, you seem to know, been getting a lot of things.
He's
Seems
could be
like
a
they might.
family member. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm down with
The
that.
question, yeah, the question I posed at the watch party was, did Tabitha pick up the man in yellow killed Jim? What do you think about that? I feel like that could go either way. So yeah, I don't know. Do you think she realized it
Well,
by what he said?
says that he did, right?
He says
No,
Jim
he
died
didn't
right
tell her?
here. He says Jim died right here. I kept his
Oh,
tooth.
right. Yeah, he didn't say, like, I slashed his throat or anything. Hmm.
No, but
Good
I
question.
gotta wonder though, like if he said that, wouldn't you assume that? But maybe not. I
Yeah.
don't know
Yeah, because
because
that's what I assumed, so.
yeah, but he did look like he was killed by a monster. I also think a lot of what the man in yellow says in this scene is like a power play. And like somebody was saying earlier, is digging up the bones, is it really a good thing? And he's trying to scare her and make her think it, because he says, it could be, forget exactly what he says. That it could be it could be the way to get them home, or it could unleash a type of suffering can't even begin to imagine. So
Mhm.
yeah, I part of me wonders, is he just saying that, like Boyd said, when they're trying to scare you, it's because they're scared of you. Like maybe she's getting too close, so he's trying to scare her off of it. I
Yeah, true.
I think it could be either, but he does say that when she asked if he brought her there to kill her, he says he didn't. They've been through so much together. She's as close as a friend as he's ever had. And she and Jade are doing so well this time, he wouldn't dream of killing her, not yet. And that's where he says, because you're about to do something you've never done before. And see, there's when he chokes her, but there's also when he like strokes her face and it's creepy.
Mhm.
But yeah, he says,
Yeah, not something that, yeah, your son would probably do, right? Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Um, but yeah, he says, you're going to do something you've never done before. We've played this game so many times, and the notion of you digging up the bones, you may have finally found the key to setting the children free and bringing your own children home, or you may be about to unleash a type of suffering you can't even begin to imagine. And then he says, I missed you and I'll see you soon. And that's when he kisses her hand, which again, not really something Ethan would have a reason to do.
Yeah,
Um,
true. But
but
someone that likes her or was close to her at some point
yeah,
would do.
yeah. It's just the whole, I don't know, the whole scene is like creepy on so many levels, right?
It is, yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm looking to see what else in the chat. Fletcher says maybe that was Sophia impersonating Jim before, and Jim was looking around with Sophia in town, looking around to see if anybody was caught her, like the voices to Sarah. Maybe. I don't know. I'm just new on this idea that it could be the man in yellow, so I haven't really thought it through. But if we play with the thought of Man in Yellow playing Jim, why would he tell Ethan to find the Lake of Tears? To me, it sounded Jim legit trying to help Ethan.
It did.
It did.
Yeah, I see that at first.
It did.
But now I think, yeah, he wanted him to find the Lake of Tears so they could find the dolls and wreak some more havoc.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just there's
So,
so many,
I don't know now.
yeah, I feel like there's so many levels of things. I'm like, I think one thing and then I think another thing, and I just, yeah, it keeps. I keep changing what
That whole just the scene with Jim is just weird to me.
It is. It is. It
He
was weird.
seems put together, and
He does.
like, and yeah, from what we've seen before that, I don't know. I want them to go back to that.
Yeah, I'd like to see more of that. And there's the whole thing with, again, is it a production error or is it intentional that like his
different shoes, or what was it?
Well, the different shoes, yeah, there is. I still think the shoes are a little different, but regardless of the shoes, because I think that probably was a production thing. But like he has a cut on his head, and the fact that the cut sort of disappears, I think that's just the makeup problem. But I had read this thing on Facebook somewhere that is true that his cut, I think at that point was like more healed. And so there were kind of these ideas that maybe that was Jim like story blocking or something, or like
that's the story walking different timeline dimension thing that I was going with before. Yeah,
that was
seeing something in the distance.
Yeah, no, I thought of that because it did it was weird. He had that cut on his head all of a sudden, but
okay.
I'm questioning it. Like I said, I'm changing. All my theories are changing, and I'm not sure anymore. Manipulating Tabby to stop Jade's plan out of fear. I do think he could be trying to do that. Like I said, like Boyd said, they are scared of, if they tell you to try to make you scared, that means they're scared of you.
I think it was a show that you're on, our co-host Bridget Punky Brewster. She thinks that maybe he's manipulating stuff to get them so they can get out of the town. Maybe he wants to leave. Maybe he wants this whole thing to be over with.
Yeah, I've heard. I don't think I was there when she said that because I don't remember.
Okay, that's her theory.
I've heard people say that, but I haven't heard her say that.
Okay.
That is interesting though. Yeah, like he's stuck too, and that's the way he can get out. That's interesting as well. I feel like there's so many different ways it can go. Like anymore, I'm just kind of like, I don't know. We've heard this in Severance. I'm your best friend. You're my very good friend. You're right. We have. It's kind of a trope a little bit. If he wanted to stop Jade's plan, he could have threatened her kids again, but he was very ambiguous about it. I think he just wants to scare her because that's what he likes to do. I do think he likes to scare people. I think he
definitely likes that. Yeah,
he does. Man in Yellow didn't attack Julie because it's his granddaughter. I don't know about that, Petty. That's a little far for me, but I don't know. Oh. The sincere, scared, wholesome, gritty girl trying to cope with this crazy place. The actor does a good job with it as well. I'm not sure if you mean Tabitha or not. It's funny because I bet Tabitha was confused about what he meant about digging under the tree because no one communicated that plan to her yet. She was like, I wonder what he's on about. He didn't say digging under the tree. He said digging up the bones is what he said. Which I'm assuming she knows because they told the whole. Now, granted, she wasn't there when they told Colony House because she was with Julie and Ethan, but I'm assuming if they told all of Colony House, she's been in on it. But yeah, he said digging up the bones, not digging under the tree.
That's right.
So I'm guessing that's might be where you're if you're mixed up.
Yeah, I don't think Sophia knows that yet. They don't know that part of the plan.
No, I don't think she does either. Music when Ethan found Jim would be a false narrative if it wasn't real. The music when Ethan found Jim.
I don't remember what was playing.
Yeah, I don't either. I'd have to go back, Kaiser. I honestly don't remember what was playing. I remember vaguely that we talked about it back then, but I don't.
So there definitely was music.
Yeah, I think he means like the background, like the show's score, but I don't know that it. I'm not sure why that means it was or wasn't real. Ghost Jim could have just said, "Go to the lake by the cabins." If he knew where the Lake of Tears was and it was there, he could have said that. But then again, it wasn't. I don't think that was the Lake of Tears. So clearly, whether it's Jim or the man in yellow, they don't know where the Lake of Tears is. Why would he tell him to find the Lake of Tears? What did Ethan find the river by the settlement journey lead to? Giant dolls into town, and there's still this. Yeah, but we don't. I mean, am I wrong? I don't think that is the Lake of Tears. Do you? I mean, maybe I'm looking at it different.
I don't anymore.
Yeah. So. Yeah, so that's my answer, Fletcher. Like, I don't think whoever it is, I don't think they know where the Lake of Tears is. They're trying to find it. I think that's kind of the point.
I hope it's in a good place.
Yeah, yes, I hope so too. Otherwise, that was really dumb. Why would he put up the memory pictures? I think you all are missing it. All right, Patty, unless you didn't say it, why do you think he's putting up the pictures?
Yeah, because Petty thinks it's a family member or grandfather, right?
Yeah, I guess so. Because
I'd have to analyze these pictures some more.
Yeah, I see that one down there. Lloyd, Ellis, and Fatima. I was looking again, but he definitely spelled them wrong. I can tell you that much. Let's see, what's that one? Oh, that's Victor and Henry. That was Victor and Henry up there. All right, let's see. I get that it all could have been a setup, but I also think that Jim was teased with moving stuff in the kitchen, all for what, to go nowhere, and Jim died, and that's it. Yeah, that's like another big thing they've left hanging. And they have so many things. I feel like they just can't finish all the storylines by the end of the season, right?
Right.
Because that's definitely something we need some kind of answer to.
Yeah, they need to address that. The paranormal thing going on in the house.
I mean,
just that one scene.
Yeah, and it definitely seemed like what I would consider from TV, if you're like a trope of like a ghost or it seemed like a spirit or whatever.
Yeah, it didn't seem like it was looking for anything either. It was just like randomly opening stuff and throwing stuff around. I could see if it was like rummaging through the drawer, or you could tell that it was looking for something, but I couldn't see any rhyme or reason to what it was doing the more that I watched the scene.
Yeah, which makes sense that it was Jim. Like, he's kind of like, hey, pay attention to me. Excuse me, type of
Unless
thing.
he was doing that, yeah, just trying to get their attention.
That's the only reason I think it makes sense it's Jim for that reason. Let's see. MGM says maybe the man in yellow is trapped there like everyone else in this bubble dimension.
Yeah.
Fletcher said the same thing. Man in yellow probably is excited that they're getting further than ever because he actually wants a challenge this time.
There's that too, yeah.
There's that. The only thing that I kind of and yeah, I'm assuming, Kimberly, this is what you were saying was the lost parallel about. That's the only thing is I kind of feel like this like game reminds me of the Man in Black and the Man in White. That's my only hesitation in a lot of this. It does seem a lot like Lost in that way, which I don't want to see the same thing. I liked Lost.
No, I don't either.
Yeah, I don't want it to be the same. They're getting close to freeing him and unleashing a level of suffering upon the world they don't expect. Could be. Harold said in an interview, you'll never guess who or what the Man in Yellow is. It was something despicable, he said, so he knows. Yes, I'm assuming you're talking about in E-Man's interview, and that was at the beginning of the season, but he could I mean, he could know when this, past this, I guess. So, but yeah, I don't know.
He used that word, despicable?
I think so. It was something
Wow. Okay.
similar to that. Yeah. He kept saying, "You're not ready for it. You won't know what it is."
Nice.
But I question how far ahead he knows. It's interesting because I remember last season when I did the roundtables for him. He was talking about like the idea of the town being split um, after. No, it wasn't after. I was thinking it was after what Elgin did, but it couldn't have been. But anyway, it was about like the idea of like there being the two sides of the town split. And I thought like that never happened, and I don't know what the heck he was referring to. Like I need to go back and listen to that interview because I really expected there was going to be like a big kind of upheaval, and there never was.
That's true. Yeah, nothing's happened like that.
No, so I never did find out what he meant or what he was alluding to. It's hard to tell when you don't know what it is. Like sometimes you go back and you can figure out what they're alluding to, but it's been so long since I listened to it. I was saying that I like the fake Sophia persona of an innocent, wholesome, way over her head girl trapped in a crazy place and would like Sophia to just be her own character with that persona. Like, is there a real Sophia? I guess is the question, right?
Yeah, there should be. Yeah, there's clothes of.
Yeah. I've said from the beginning, I think that there
So
is and or was a person
from another cycle,
Yeah. Okay.
but not the one that Victor was in, because he would recognize her. So
Yeah,
not
I
this
would.
previous cycle. She had to have been from another one, an earlier.
Yeah, I would think so. Although I don't know, if you were a kid and you saw somebody, would you recognize them 40 years later if they looked the
Yep, that's
same?
true too. That's
It's
true
the same
too.
age. Because I feel like if you see somebody who's like a teenager back then, you wouldn't expect them to be a teenager now. But I'm guessing probably
Right.
not in this cycle, but I'm just playing devil's advocate, Um, let's see, Poltergeist Jim. I'm absolutely confident the man in yellow would be the man in black, counter to the boy in white. If not for loss, they just had to use a different color. I just
Right.
hope, like I said, I hope that it's different. The music that played when Ethan met Ghost Jim was the extended portion of From's closing credits, then titled ending theme.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Why does that prove it is or isn't Jim, though? I guess is my question. I'm not sure that I understand why that theme
Like
matters.
try and think of what he's trying. I get what he's trying to say. Like it's a sincere, truthful tone, maybe in the song. So maybe
Yeah.
you could equate that to being Jim telling the truth. I don't know, something like that. I could see that.
Yeah, maybe. I
Music
don't know.
matters sometimes.
It does. I'd have to go back and listen. And that's the other thing I want to know is what song what was the man in yellow singing / humming? It was kind of singing at the end of the episode. I'm curious if anybody knows what it was. Because he did
Yeah, I was
sing.
wondering the same thing. I wanted
Yeah.
to look it up if I had time, but I didn't.
Yeah, I didn't. Well, I didn't know how to really figure it out, so I didn't.
True.
Okay.
I don't think there was anything in the subtitles.
No, yeah, I don't think so.
I had them on, and I don't remember seeing anything, any words or.
Yeah, no, yeah, I didn't see anything either. With the ending we got in this episode, I'm even more convinced this cycle is different. So maybe Jade wouldn't sacrifice the others. It's if not, they all have to go into the tunnels. I don't know if that's supposed to be if not they all, or it's not they all have to go in the tunnels. Yeah, I don't know that Jade is. I do think Jade's different. In this one, some of these we talked about already. So I'm going to take off that and take off. Whoops, take off that because we talked about that. Yeah, that's what we're trying to figure out, Fletcher. Let us know if you figure it out.
Yeah.
I think Tabitha might be the one recognizing Man in Yellow. Sophia, if Sophia by accident sings that little song Man in Yellow was singing when he left Tabitha. I like that.
That'd be great.
That.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't think she's that dumb to do it, but you never
Yeah,
know.
Or she could do it just to like freak her out and maybe try to make her question herself too.
Mhm.
There's a man in yellow lying about the bones. We already sort of talked about that a little bit. We don't know. It definitely could be lying. Can't they try to dig a hole to just tree to see if there's really a hole below it instead of cutting it out? I don't even know how you would dig under a tree. So I don't know. Like I said, I think the tree is a very bad idea. That's my answer is the tree is a very bad idea. I'm trying to get through some of these. I know it's getting late. I'm trying to. Creature told Jade you weren't the smart one. I believe that confirms the entity tricked, manipulated OG Jade into doing the sacrifice, like we see Elgin or Sarah getting manipulated. Maybe. I know Fletcher thinks that Jade was involved, or not Jade, but one of the versions of Jade was involved in sacrificing the children.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, he's got a whole theory written out in Discord that you have to read it. It's good.
That line, when I heard him say it before, I thought that meant something like, "You weren't the smart one." What does that
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah, it's interesting. I don't know why what does that when I'm trying to move it. Okay, let's see. The man in yellow saved his dinner for later and didn't eat his mother. I felt like he wanted to tell her she's his mother when he said, "You still haven't remembered who I am." I Yeah, I still just don't feel like that is a move that a kid would make to their mother. I mean, not that what he did was sexual or anything, but it didn't. Yeah, I don't know. I just can't see like a boy and his mother like acting like that. But yeah, I don't know. It would be interesting, but I at this point now definitely don't think the man in yellow is Ethan. But I know a lot of you do.
Oh,
And that's
okay.
okay.
Yeah, he's gotta go through a lot of
Yeah,
things to become that dark, and
yeah, yeah.
I could see it happening, though.
Maybe we'll get more clues and find out. Well, ending the reincarnation cycle mean they have to win the cycle or lose forever, putting stakes and a clock on the game. Well, I think they kind of have to finish this reincarnation cycle because otherwise, like we don't want a whole new cast. I know people have said that, but like if they ruin this cycle, they'd have to start
Season
over.
5.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna have all new characters. That would like suck really bad, right?
Yeah, that'd be really hard to do well.
I don't think people would want to watch it. I really don't. Feels like Victor surviving is a catalyst that kickstarted all the changes to cycles, so maybe he is the first to survive 2 cycles. I think he is the only one to survive 2 cycles, well, other than the man in yellow. Yeah. I wonder if the man in yellow used to be human in the very beginning and knew the original Jade and Tabitha personally. I don't know. What do you think? I think the man in yellow is the entity that tricked the humans. So I don't think,
Yeah, I think so too.
yeah. So just personally,
But
I
the
don't,
actual body of the man in yellow only came last cycle.
yeah. Yeah, I
Um,
think there could have been a real human, the man in yellow, but I don't think this man in yellow was ever human. I think is what you're saying too, right?
oh, you don't?
No, no. Okay, maybe you're not saying what I thought you were saying. I think that there may have been a real person that looked like this guy, but I think this guy, like was the entity that tricked the people. I don't think he was ever human. This particular
Okay.
entity
Yeah.
is what I'm
Yeah, I
saying
agree, yeah. Mhm.
now. But was
I
there a
think he was
person that
definitely a
looked
real
like,
person because Victor said that he was good at one point and then turned bad.
yeah, or that was him doing the same thing he's doing now with Sophia, though, too. Could also be.
Yeah, it
Uh,
could be.
the bracelet was the biggest first clue that all we are seeing has already happened and they all died. That's how the bracelet ended up here. Yes, it's the reincarnation. And sorry, guys, if I'm going too fast. I'm just trying. I know we've been over 3 hours. I'm kind of trying to scoot through some of them. Tabitha should have taken backup with her to the wood. Oh, we already talked about that. Yes, she should have.
She should have. Or told Victor or something, yeah.
Yeah. Um. Okay, we talked about that's about Jim. Just how is Cautry trying to help Boyd? I personally, I think he's trying to help Boyd because I think he's telling him you got to try something. You got to try to go home because
Mhm.
if Boyd never does anything and doesn't try to go home, then we don't move the story forward, right? So I think he wants him to succeed. Yeah, and that about Sophia, we had talked about. That was said a second time, so we already saw that. I think all those. I think these are all sort of what we talked about. It was confirmed Maniel took the tooth, eased into journey to Lake of Tears, ended up with the dolls, and brought back up. Could that Jim appearance not? Yeah, could that be Man in Yellow? We already talked about that. All right, let's see. Anything else? I think Sophia lived in Victor's timeline, but Victor doesn't remember. Something will happen to trigger his memory. Maybe he drew Sophia and we'll find the drawings. I like that.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
All right.
I hope he does remember that.
I hope he does too. And MGM says Doug said he doesn't know what the song was.
Okay.
They had him come back to do some re-recordings of several different song tunes, and he's not sure which ones they used. Interesting. I'm surprised he said anything, but
right, I am too.
No, just because I thought, like, because I know he wasn't doing interviews, so I didn't know.
Oh, okay.
I guess it's in the watch party, so. Okay, she said she couldn't come back as she was, meaning the Man in Yellow. So why come back as someone else people Victor would recognize? That is a good point, Fletcher or Dieter. You seriously need to change your name. No, you could do what you want. I just might keep calling you the wrong thing, Dieter. Sorry. Okay. What if the fallen tree in the road is the bottle tree and end up ripping it out and the cycle repeats?
Exactly.
Yes.
That's what made me think about it. Yeah. When
bootstrap paradox.
Jade started talking about, ripping it out.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly what I thought about. I don't know how or why, but.
Yeah, it's an interesting thought, that's for sure. One season with a new cast. No, yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen. End of season 4's main theme. Okay, okay. Tabitha called the man with the dolls basically the man with dolls, and she was a little girl, but she didn't call him father. So who was this man around this little girl who has no name? I assumed it was just somebody from the town. I don't know. Did you get more of it than that?
No, that's what I assumed too. Just a random guy that was there and started to have nightmares.
Yeah. The real Sophia is somewhere from 31. That, I don't know why I said 1939. 1931 that the entity killed and took her belongings to later shapeshift to. I do think it's someone, like a real person, but beyond that, I don't really have an idea. Yeah, well, I got most of the stuff. I know I didn't get everybody's comment, but I don't know about you, but I mean, we've been over 3 hours. I didn't know kind of how long.
I'm surprised, yeah.
Yeah, because otherwise
but this was fun
for infinity. But it has been fun. I have enjoyed it. I hope you come back again sometime.
Anytime.
Scarlet did not show up. I was hoping she was going to poke in at some time, but I know she's
she must be having fun at the con.
Yeah, enjoying her time at the convention. But yeah, I don't know. Unless did you see anything in the chat I skipped that I think you can still scroll it even if you can't click on it. Did you see anything I missed you want to talk about or anything else you want to talk about?
I have nothing more in my notes that we didn't go over.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, I just want to make sure before we wrap it up. But thank you, everybody, for joining us and for all the great comments. And if we didn't get to your comment, I'm sorry. I tried to get to most of the stuff. Some of it was like different people saying the same thing. So I think I got to most everything. But yeah, thank you so much for coming. Don't forget that tomorrow we have our review of From at 10 Eastern. And let's see. I'm trying to think of what the days are. Tuesday, we have at 10 Eastern Fandom Access, where we have, different things that we talk about, all the different shows, including Widow's Bay. And then Thursday night is our Widow's Bay show at 11. And we have the watch party before that. And we'll also have a watch party for Widow's Bay on Tuesday night after our show. So make sure you join our Discord and you can get our schedule and all the things that are coming up. Jamie McGuire, who plays Smiley, is going to be coming, I think, this week. I'm trying to lock down the day. So yeah, make sure you go to Discord and you'll find the exact day and time as soon as I get it. Make sure you check out Squawking Dead as well. And you could see
Oh,
the other
thank you.
stuff that Jason has done over there. And make sure you subscribe to Sci-Fi-Vision, and please like it if you haven't at this point. If you leave a comment after the show's done, that also helps. Or also hyping it, of course, is great. And yeah, I'll let you guys all know about Jamie McGuire, and that's kind of my only last comment. Like I said, you can see Julia Doyle's part 1 of the interviews up as well. The rest of it will be up after the 9th episode, and Pega's interview will be up after the finale. So because they have spoilers, so we gotta be careful. But they will be up. Thank you, Bruce Lee. I'm sorry, you said Bruce Lee. I keep wanting to say Bruce Lee. I'm reading it like I don't know. I keep reading L-I-Z instead of Z-I-L. That's why I keep reading, or Z-I-L instead of Z-L-I. I mean, there, I said it right that time. All right. Well, good night, everybody. Have a good night, and we will see you the next one, I guess.
Bye.